to Warren Field. First round playoff game for the Brawley Wildcats versus the Mount Carmel Sun Devils. Brawley Wildcats from the Imperial Valley League finished 7-3 overall with the 3-1 record in the IVL, whereas Mount Carmel is a 6-4 team overall, 2-3 in the Palomar League with the 4th place finish. Along with me tonight is Jalen Fong in for Will Torres, who's doing a very honorary thing tonight, and you'll see that at the coin flip. Will Torres will be the honorary coin flipper. So alongside me today is Jalen Fong. Jalen, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Oh, well, it's playoff football tonight, Ron.
That's right.
A lot of emotion. It's win or go home for both of these squads. Both teams have had promising years, and now it all culminates on tonight's playoff matchup.
Well, here's the deal about playoffs. There's no tomorrow, as you just said. There's no tomorrow. There's no next week. It's do or die. And, usually the team that comes into the game, understanding that from the jump, from the flip, hey, man, this is do or die. That's a team that usually does well. What's your outlook? What's your thoughts on Mount Carmel? I know what you think about Brawley, but Mount Carmel is kind of foreign to us other than the 48-20 opening season loss to the Spartans.
Well, again, we also saw them play against Central last year when they made the trip down here for the season opener against the Central Spartans, where they came away with the victory last year. A lot of lost senior leadership from the group last year. They had a very high seed and were bounced, I believe, by Ramona in the CIF playoffs last season. So this is going to be a prove-it game for Mount Carmel to see if they can compete with what's been probably one of the top teams in Division II all season long.
Well, you know what? It's kind of a surprising deal. They're number 10. They're ranked number 10. That's something we didn't cover. They are number 10. That is Mount Carmel is seeded number 10, whereas Brawley is seeded number 7. The winner of this game goes on to play Central. So that game is miles away. What you have to do is take care of business at hand tonight. So what leads the Mount Carmel team, as we said, they are 6-4, is Drew Westling. Westling is their second-year head coach. He's 16-6 overall. And as Jalen just mentioned, 16-6, that means they were at least, 9-2 last year? 4 losses this year, 2 losses this year, 16-6, as we said, overall. It's his second year under. On offense, they're led by Josh Bell. Josh Bell, pretty tall quarterback. He has 17 touchdown passes. His favorite receiver is Drew Ventimiglia. Ventimiglia has 7 touchdowns, is the leading reception leader with touchdowns with 7. Their offense is ran by Axel Enriquez. Enriquez is the leading rusher and the leading touchdown leader with 9 rushing touchdowns. So they have quite a bit. They have a little bit of offense, Jalen, but also what I saw on film was the size of their offensive line. Looks kind of like a big offensive line.
Yeah, Mount Carmel always has big kids. If you just mentioned Ventimiglia, son of longtime head coach who retired 2 years ago before Westling took over the position. So, that's going to be a kid that knows the program, knows what Mount Carmel runs, and that looks to be like the go-to guy for Mount Carmel on offense.
Yeah, Ventimiglia is the go-to guy on offense, and he also plays a little bit of defense. On the defensive side, they're led by Colson Montgomery, who is their leading tackler, along with Isaiah Robinson. They both average over 7 tackles a game, along with Roman Weicker, who's right behind him with 5 tackles per game. Colson Montgomery, that's number 44, I believe. He is their leading sacker with 5 sacks. So back to Brawley. It's a Brawley team, Jalen, that came off a very heartbreaking loss last week. How do you see Brawley coming back for this big playoff game?
Well, down on the field earlier, I talked to Coach John Self about, what's been the emotion of the program been like over the past week. A devastating loss in the Belt game just a week ago on this field. And he said, you know what? Our kids know if we win tonight, what the outcome is going to be. We're going to face off against Central once again, but to not overlook Mount Carmel.
Right.
We have to focus on the task at hand, and that starts tonight with a game against Mount Carmel.
Well, that's a really good point. Kind of had the same feeling about what was coming into the Brawley game tonight when Central and Imperial faced off. I think we're ready for the national anthem. So we'll be right back. now. Okay, welcome back. After that rendition of the national anthem, the Wildcats will be coming onto the field. As we were talking about, something we need to touch on real quick that Jalen touched on, talking to Coach Self, is, coming off a loss after a big, huge game, the Bell game, and then getting your team ready in a week to come back. The only silver lining on that cloud is, as you said, hey, if you win tonight, you get a rematch with the Central Spartans.
And a beautiful thing is that even with that loss last week, they still were able to remain high in the rankings to host a playoff game. So you win tonight here at home. Next week in the quarterfinals, you play Central. Not a long road trip.
Yeah,
you're still staying here in the Valley. So this is a great opportunity for the Wildcats tonight to try to get back from last week's defeat.
So that's a big thing for the Wildcats now, is to come away with a victory. As you said, the reward of winning this game is a rematch, and most likely the Wildcats are licking their chops to get a rematch with the Central Spartans. But to do that, they got to get through this Mount Carmel Sun Devil team, who, as we said, is from the Palomar League. They're a fourth-place finisher. In the last 5 games, which was all league, Jalen, they won their first league game. They lost 3 in a row, and then they won their final game to finish 2-3 in league. So, that's kind of as a coach, and you don't want to win one game, go on a 3-game losing streak, and then win, finally lose the streak. You're really not in carrying momentum into the playoffs, would you say?
You're right, but when you look at that league, you have teams like Poway, who's undefeated 10-0 in the season. Rancho Bernardo, Del Norte, those are teams that are 8-9 win team programs on a year-to-year basis. They are a stout opponent, and when you get to the playoffs, those level of opponents that you played in the regular season prepare you for the postseason.
That's a very good point. And I think we're going down to the field for the coin flip.
So joining us for the coin flip is Mr. Will Torres. Will is a Brawley Union High graduate from the class of 1982. He is a football alumni, all Desert Valley League athlete, and contributor to the 1982 DVL All-League Champs. In 2010, he was inducted into the Imperial Valley Football Coaches Hall of Fame and has contributed to our community as an Imperial Valley League referee for 25 years. Will's passion for sports has led to the creation of Valley Sports Network, which began during the 2018-2019 school year. Mr. Torres would like to give thanks to his VSN crew and the community for their continued support. Brawley Union High School would like to also thank Mr. Torres for his dedication to Imperial Valley sports. Mr. Torres is accompanied by Brawley team captains Brian Porras and Daniel Camilo.
J.J. Jackson is the white hat. Will Torres will do the honorary flip. It's up in the air. He got that one done pretty good. Captains for the Wildcats, number 6, Daniel Camilo, number 5, Makai Washington, and number 52, Brian Porras. On the other side for the Sun Devils, Brawley has deferred. They won the coin toss, so they will kick off, and the Sun Devils will receive. So the captains for the Sun Devils, I get their numbers. I know number 17 looks like their quarterback. That's their quarterback, Joshua Bell. That's number 44. That is Colson Montgomery, their leading tackler, and number 22, Drew Ventimiglia. And I'm going to tell you, fans from Mount Carmel, I may butcher some of these names. I went through the roster, and I didn't try to get the pronunciation of the names. However, here we go, man. We're about to wind up the CIF first round playoffs for the Wildcats and the Sun Devils. Ronald Piercy was also a captain, number 20. So here we go. Deep to receive for the Sun Devils we'll get those numbers. This number 28, Number 28, Sawyer Adams. He's a junior, along with, I believe, number 1,
Connor Banal.
Connor Banal. That was one of the, and as you see, Jay, these are the names highlighted that I would maybe have some trouble with. So maybe during the timeout you could practice pronunciation.
Well, we'll do our best here tonight, Ron.
Okay, here we go. So here set to kick off is Nathan Urbano, number 37 of the Wildcats. And here we go, folks. We're about ready to kick it off. As we said, do or die. Every play counts, and here we go. 28 drops the ball at the 10. He's at the 20. A little bit of a crease up to the 25, 27-yard line, brought down by a couple of Wildcats. Number 24, that is Gilbert Corrales, and number 44, Brody Van Diver. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Sun Devils. Ball will be in the middle of the field. Their offense, multiple sets, trips, doubles, one tight end, single back. And as you see here, doubles on both sides. That's 2 receivers to the both sides, middle of the field. As we said, their leading rusher is number 33, Axel Enriquez. He shoots it over, and that's complete to number 3. Pass is complete to Riley Villacruz, and plenty of time for Bell, Jalen.
Yeah, and then you saw at least 3 or 4 missed tackles, but the pass, a short gain ended up becoming a first down for Joshua Bell and the Sun Devils.
A good catch and run, short yardage, it's what you do after the yard. And not a good sign if you see Matthew Gutierrez coming off the field. Matt Gutierrez grabbing his hand. He's your outside linebacker and starting quarterback tonight. So not a good sign for the Wildcats. Swing pass out to number 3 again. Tackled by number 44, Brody Vanner. That's Riley Villacruz. Villacruz with another swing pass out, and there's no huddle offense. They're kind of tempo right now. They're moving the ball, 2nd down and 5 at the 50-yard line. Wildcats a little bit on the shaky side start. Let's see if they can snap out of it. Quick pass to number 7. That's complete. Yeah, he's at the 40. He's at the 30, cuts back to the 25, 20, and brought down by number 24, Gilbert Corrales. Pass complete to Trevor Tayamonapawa.
Oh, great pronunciation, Ron. But hey, you see on the first 3 plays, short passes, but great blocks by the outside receivers.
They're well-executed plays, Jalen. That's all you got to do with that flanker screen. Get the ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and your lineman could. And here's the first run of the game from that's number 21. 21, that has to be Aiden Smith. Aiden Smith is a senior. They run the backfield by committee. Aiden Smith will touch the ball a couple of times, and so will, I believe, number 28, Sawyer Adams. So hit the ball up the middle to 21, and we may get a hold. We may get a hold. So the Wildcats are getting stung right away by the Sun Devils. But as Jalen just said, very effective play calling so far.
Finally, the first snag for the Sun Devils, a holding call on them, their first backwards play of this opening drive. But Ron, talk about this up-tempo offense and how they're able to get up and just go.
Well, see, the thing about up-tempo, what it does to the defense, you can't get a play call in. You can't call a defense. So you're going to run something really vanilla towards what they're doing to you. Here's a little tight set by the Sun Devils. Looks like the Wildcats may have jumped off sides. So Wildcats are going to give some of that penalty that they just had. We'll give 5 yards back with 10:48 remaining. It's been a quick 2 minutes so far. Yeah. Not even 2 minutes. And look how far they advanced. So here we go. Sun Devils. Burns looking. He has time. He's going to roll to his right. And Gutierrez gets him down. So Matt Gutierrez, who had a time, and are they going to say it was a penalty? So Matthew Gutierrez, who came off the field with the hand, comes in and sacks Joshua Bell. And Bell doesn't look that, maybe got a little stinger on his ankle, but we'll wait and see how that works out for him. No, so the sack is all the way back to the 29-yard line.
As you see on that play, he tried to evade the tackler, and he was able to get rolled up on his left knee. It looks like he has a brace on his left knee. He's walking still gingerly.
Yeah, he is. So trying to get the kinks out, and that's not a good sign for Mr. Bell. So handoff, look, that was to Enriquez. Enriquez probably gains maybe a couple of yards on that play. Trying to see where the sticks are. It's 3rd and goal. Look where it is. 3rd and goal from the 24-yard line.
Yeah, see one bad penalty, and then, of course,
That
the
did
big
it.
sack by Matt Gutierrez finally bringing some life back into the Brawley defense.
Sure did. They got something. They made the play when they had to. Bell looking. Bell with time. Bell with plenty of time. He's looking. He's going to roll to his right, looks, shoots it over, and just gets rid of it. Smart play with 9:26 remaining. Hey, why make a bad play worse? He throws it out of bounds. 4th and goal from, let's see, the Wildcat 20, what would you say, 25? 25, inside the 25, we'll say the 24. So set to kick is number 13 of the Sun Devils. That's Drew Bree, B-R-E-I, just like the cheese. So here we go, Bree kicking from his 31-yard line. It'll be a 41-yard field goal. 9:26 remaining in the first quarter. We have a illegal procedure, so they're going to back it up 5 yards. That's pretty far. That's a pretty deep field goal.
It's already a far kick, and now with that extra 5 yards,
46-yarder?
With it being a fourth and goal situation, you got to go for the kick.
So now the Sun Devils, the Wildcats have caught a break, just like Jalen said. Just that penalty there, 9:26 remaining. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. The kick is up, and it's blocked by the Wildcats. Blocked by the Wildcats and recovered by number 22. 22 up to the race, just going to get knocked out at the 35-yard line. So the Wildcats have dodged a bullet. Good defensive stand. Penalty on the Sun Devils. Now the Wildcats on the first possession of the game. 9:23 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, great resiliency by the Brawley defense.
Sure.
When they got backed up deep, 3 plays in towards their own 6-yard line, they were never deterred. They were able to get off that huge sack by Matt Gutierrez, was able to find the rhythm and ultimately block that kick. And no harm, no foul. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
But that was huge. Just like you said, Jen, what does that do to you? You drive the ball down, you're knocking on the door, you get a holding penalty, things change from there. So here we go. Wildcats now at the 34-yard line. Under center is Matthew Gutierrez. Motion by Camilo. Camilo to the outside. Camilo at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. Cuts back and falls forward to the 45 of the Sun Devils. So a good start for the Wildcat offense. Now, the Wildcats will be a little bit more methodical than the Sun Devils were. You're going to huddle, you're going to call a play, you're going to run a play. 9:12 remaining in the first quarter. Wildcats with a very good, positive first play on offense.
If you're Coach Matt Self and you see that they're running a high-tempo offense, Ron, is it more to your liking to have a more methodical pace on offense?
Yes, because you want to give your defense a little bit of a rest and just take time off the clock. Again, same motion to give us to Moreno. Moreno tries the left side of the line. Good gain of 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Ball now at the 40-yard line of the Sun Devils. So play off the left side. Moreno with the quick hit to the left side. 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. 8:32 remaining. Might be a fast first quarter. 8:32 remaining.
Yeah, with the pace of these offenses, they're trying to get down the field as quickly as possible. And we have a motion up on the top of the line.
It looked like the receiver on the Wildcats. The white hat for tonight is J.J. Jackson. We'll get the rest of all the referees once we get their names in. So it's an illegal procedure against the Wildcats. Now, here are the things that you have to eliminate. Just like, even though it's a totally different situation, you're out at the 40-yard line, but anytime you start backing up after a good gain, it kind of throws you off a little bit, but doesn't hurt the Wildcats too much. 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Wildcats in a tight set, double wing, motion by Camilo. Pitch to Camilo to the right side. Camilo with room. Camilo dragged down by who else? Number 44. That is Their leading tackler, Colson Montgomery, drags him down, but not until he gains 6 yards, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Self, you're very pleased by their offense now, being able to hold on to the ball and really move the ball down the field and showing, forward progression.
Yes, getting positive yards. That's the deal. You're getting positive yards, whereas last week it was a big dogfight in the trenches against Central. $7:16 remaining in the first quarter. Wildcats now at the 39-yard line. The give is to Moreno. Moreno forward, maybe for a couple of yards. It'll be short of the first down. 1-yard gain, 4th down and 3. So the first fourth down attempt by the Wildcats. Ball's at the 38-yard line. For the defensive line of the Mount Carmel Sun Devils, you have number 2, Samuel Kennedy. He's number 2, defensive end. You also have Eddie Villa, number 73, defensive tackle, and number 58, Justin Ruvivar. And also, as we said, defensive end, number 44, Colson Montgomery. So let's see what we have here for the Wildcats. 4th down. Single back is Moreno. The Wildcats in a tight set. Motion by. The give is to Moreno off the right side and nothing doing. You can't get that with 44, Colson Montgomery making the tackle. So the Wildcats will turn it over on downs with 6:19 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you look at that offensive line. Montgomery was able to beat them right off the jump.
He penetrated right away. So now here come the Sun Devils for their second possession. And you have to say, minus the holding call, that was a very positive drive for the Sun Devils on the first drive, Jalen.
Like you said, very positive momentum. They just got, the big sack and the holding call when they got down to a first and goal situation. But other than that, that was a really prominent first drive for the Sun Devils.
So we are going to get what? Penalty on the Sun Devils. Illegal procedure. And so here it is again. This might be the 3rd penalty of the game. And these are the kind of things you have to avoid when you're on offense. You have to limit being 3 and outs. You got to get first downs, possess the ball. And if you're not going to score, at least get first down, move the chains, and let's get that, field position, start winning the field position. So here we go. That's number 7. Tackled by Matthew Moreno. And number 7 is Trevor Taimanapawa. And I know I'm butchering your name, Trevor, but that's the best we could do. Here's the ball. Ball's at the 35-yard line. 2nd down and let's say 14. 2nd and 14 for the Sun Devils. They'll give us to number 3. He's sweeping to the right side of the defense. He's up to the 40-yard line. That was Riley Bauer Cruz, Vea Cruz.
And we have another flag on the field.
That's thrown by the back judge. 5:37 remaining. They're getting a little bit sloppy, but they're calling penalties, and it looks like this one's going to go against the Sun Devils.
And see, that's exactly what you don't want if you're Drew Wesley. Obviously, that first drive, you had a lot of success moving the ball down the field. But, when you're on the road in a playoff game, your keys are to obviously score quick, get a jump on them, because you know that Brawley can come back at any time, and also do not have sloppy play and have these numerous penalties that have been, been backpedaling you guys all first quarter.
And slowing down their tempo as the holding penalty bit them on that 1st and goal. Now it bit them on a decent run by Vea Cruz. 5:24 remaining. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Bell looking, Josh Bell shoots it, and it's going to be intercepted. That is Matthew Gutierrez, and Gutierrez will get it to the 30-yard line. So very poorly thrown ball. I mean, the receiver was behind the backer, who was Gutierrez, and now an interception. Great field possession for the Wildcats.
And you got to figure out just how hampered is Joshua Bell, with that injured left knee.
Didn't think about he can't plan on that. If it's his right leg, how can he drive it off? drive off that leg. So with 5:14 remaining, the Wildcats catch the first break of the game, and that is an interception by Matthew Gutierrez. Gutierrez, now the Wildcats are running this double wing set with the single back. Single back is Matthew Moreno. Motion by Camilo. Fakes the pitch. Gutierrez looking. He has plenty of time. He may roll out and run. He's at the 25. He's going to get knocked out at the 21-yard line.
You know, if you look down the field, if he let that ball go a little bit sooner, he had number 3 down right in the middle of the end zone open.
I did not see that. And then number 3 for the Wildcats, that is. We'll get a number on him right away. That is Julian Danilov. Danilov open on that play. Now, here's the thing about the way Gutierrez ran that ball. He'd be well advised either to get out of bounds. You don't want to jog out on the field like that. This defense will lay a lick on you.
Yeah, especially if you're playing both ways like Gutierrez is.
For sure.
But still, a solid gain of 9, setting up a second and short for the Wildcats.
Second down and short. Wildcats not spreading it out just yet. And a fumbled snap. Gutierrez is looking. He's going to roll it, picks it up. And maybe he will lose.
And there's that guy again, Montgomery, going sideline to sideline, going after whoever has the ball.
Yeah, Montgomery that guy's a ball hawk. That kid, you'll be hearing his name, Colson Montgomery. Isaiah Robinson, number 34 as well. And look for safety, Roman Weicker, number 11. Number 11, ball hawker. He, from that safety position, makes a lot of tackles along with Drew Ventimiglia. So here we go, third down and 3 for the Wildcats. 4:28 remaining in the first quarter. Gutierrez setting up the alignment. The give is to Moreno off the right side, and Moreno depends on the spot, but
it looks like
looks like they're going to give it to him. So the Wildcats now with the run off the right side by Moreno, enough for a first down. And again, number 44 of the Sun Devils making the tackle. Defensive tackle number 73, Eddie Villa for the Sun Devils on the stop as well. As we said, Samuel Kennedy, number 2, is a defensive end. I do believe they run a 4-2, but they may be adjusting their front. So here we go. 3:48 remaining for the Wildcats in the first quarter. The ball is at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 20. The give is to Moreno. Moreno hit by number 40 and driven back and tackled by number 21, Aiden Smith. But number 40 of Gabe Luttrell. Luttrell has been in there. Luttrell is their second in team leading in sacks. So those are the guys you got to watch out for. You better lay a hat on them.
And you know what? That was the first time I saw that Brawley spread it out with 4 receivers, 2 on each side. You know, wondering when Coach Self is going to let Gutierrez, open up the offense and have a play, a pass play from the pocket instead of rolling it out.
Well, here we go. This is a set. You got doubles on one side, doubles on the other side, but it's tight on the top. That's to the left of Gutierrez. Motion by Camilo. The give to Camilo. Camilo trying to jet sweep to the left. He has room, cuts back at the 15, 10, and he's going to get a well-needed first down for the Wildcats. So it's a first down for the Wildcats with 2:44 remaining. So that was a really good executed jet sweep by Camilo. So the Wildcats now look like they're leaning on Camilo for that outside run, little mixing it up. Let's see what they could do as far as passing goes. It is now third down from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, just on the doorstep of getting it into a goal-to-goal situation for the Wildcats.
So the Wildcats with 2:29 remaining in the first quarter. Ball is outside of the 10-yard line. 3rd and inches for a first down. And that's Gutierrez with option. Gutierrez did not give it to the up back and tackled by number 33. That's Axel Enriquez. So there, as Jalen has said, there's a couple of kids that go both ways. Enriquez is one of them. Outside backer and running back, big tackle there. Kind of slow on that option.
On that play, if you look, Gutierrez fakes it to the fullback, and he has a lane to go deeper into the end zone, and he wants to bounce it out once again.
He should have followed.
And that proves to be a detriment to him as it sets up a fourth and short situation for the Wildcats.
Despite the negative play, they still have less than a yard for a first down. The give is to Moreno. The give, and look who's in there, number 44, and I don't think he made it. I really do not think he made it, and the Wildcats, again, 2 consecutive possessions are giving up on down. So, with another great play by number 44, Colson Montgomery, you would think by now the Wildcats need to get a hat on number 44. So, with 1:33 remaining in the first quarter, we have the Wildcats 0, Sun Devils 0.
And as we wait for action to continue in this game, we have some updates from other Imperial Valley schools. Calexico on the road is tied up 7-7 against the Chula Vista Spartans, and Palo Verde is leading the Mount Miguel Matadors 8-0 in the first quarter.
Nice play by Matt Gutierrez, and again, that's Riley Villacruz. Villacruz pretty busy tonight catching that swing pass out. So that's the kind of offense the Sun Devils run, a little swing to your backs, little quick pass to your flankers, but they move the ball. They keep you on your toes. So the Wildcats, as you can see, it's kind of a tempo offense, no huddle. It's basic football, man. The give is to, that is number 21, I believe, number 21. That's Aiden Smith up the middle. So the Wildcats now trying to hold and maybe making the Sun Devils punt from deep in their territory. Third down and 11.
You know, with the Sun Devils being backed up as far as they are, probably Coach Drew Wrestling is hesitant on having his quarterback, who looks a little bit hobbled, to stand in the pocket.
So instead, he has an empty backfield, and the Wildcats do him a favor and are going to give him 5 yards. Makes it a little bit easier. 3rd and 10. I mean, third and 5 is a lot better than 3rd and 10. 33 seconds remaining. Now a 3rd and 5, a very doable 3rd and 5. .33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's been a quick and a little bit sloppy first quarter on both sides of the ball. But both teams lucky to be tied at 0-0.
Again, yes. Sloppy play up on both sides, but still an even game through and
Josh Bell looking. Josh Bell finds a receiver. It's open. Plenty of time to throw. And that's number 7 again. That is Trevor Tayamanapua.
Go to commercial break after quarter.
So 14 seconds remaining. And as right before the end of the first quarter, they get a first down on that 3rd and 5. Tayamalapea with a good reception. That's number 7. Bell, as Jalen said, maybe there is something wrong with that leg, but that pass, you couldn't tell. Enriquez off to the left side. He finds a little crease. He's going to make it up to the 30-yard line. So with that play right there, we're going to end Brawley Wildcats 0, Mount Carmel Sun Devils 0. We'll be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a guest here at the end of the first quarter, 0-0 ball game. Rookie Pena, coach of the Central Spartans. The winner of tonight's game will be facing you next week. One of the rare things that happens in the CIF playoff, you've actually seen both these teams, Brawley Wildcats last week and Mount Carmel at the beginning of the season, Rookie.
Well, obviously, if two teams are very familiar with each other when we play each other next week, regardless of the opponents, we're very much looking forward to that challenge next week, whichever opponent we play next week.
So, Ron, I heard you mention right before the end of the first quarter, both teams are feeling each other out right now, huh?
Feeling each other out and a little bit of, kind of, I would say, sloppy play, because you kind of had things going your way and then you shoot yourself in the foot with a 5-yard penalty or something like that. So you're not getting the momentum you need to carry on, and that's why you end up with a 0-0 first quarter score at this time.
Well, let me tell you what, you got great defense coordinators both sides of the
Right.
ball with Coach Sal and Mount Carmel defense coordinator. He's very well respected defense coordinator in San Diego section. So you have two great defense coordinators, going at it, and that's a reflection of the score.
Well, Rookie, we appreciate you coming up here, taking a look at what Brawley Union High School has done with the press box up here. We're very impressed, and we'll be there next week, Coach, man.
Well,
We'll see you there,
Looking
Rookie.
forward to having you
Good
guys
luck,
out.
Rookie. We'll
Thank
see you next week. Either way, man. Good seeing you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. As we get back to action, the play-by-play, we'd like to thank Jalen Fong for filling in for me. Once again, Ron, that was a pleasure to be able to do the coin toss to represent VSN.
Great honor, man. Good job, man. Good job.
Thanks for everybody up here. Joaquin, Ron, Jalen, Sarah, Manuel, and Saul down there. As we get back to action, Ron, thank you.
Flanker screen to the left, and it's complete. And ball's out, and another penalty. Not sure if they're going to mark the receiver down, but the pass was complete. And I'm not sure what number of that receiver who that was. He's still on the ground. That's number 7, and that is Taiamal Paua. I know that we're butchering that name, and I apologize a million times for that. We'll get better. So here we go. We don't know what the play is or what the penalty is, but the play was enough for a first down. So offsetting penalties by both teams, 11:31 remaining. Second quarter just kicked off.
Jalen, thank you. Ron.
11:31 remaining. Now they're going to get an explanation. I'm not too sure what happened, but it was a offsetting penalties. Second down and 10. Ball's at the 35-yard line of the Sun Devils. As we said, 11:30 remaining. The second quarter just kicked off. Will Torres is back in the booth after being the honorary
Coin flipper,
coin
they call
flip. So here we go. Bell looking. Bell with time. Bell setting up. Throws it in the ground, and it was intended for Connor Bannell, but it was incomplete. Thrown in the dirt. Smart play by the quarterback.
We're going to get a penalty on that play, Ron, but I don't know if we're going to get a
grounding.
Yeah, no, and that's a good call by the ref. But it's good to throw that flag and then talk it over with the flank official to see, to make sure it wasn't there was a receiver out there, and also if it was passed, if it wasn't a parallel pass, to make it a live ball. In other words.
So now with 11:17 remaining, we have a 3rd and 10 for the Sun Devils. Bell with time. Bell steps up. He's being rushed. He throws it, and it's complete. Defended well by Moreno. Intended for number 3. That is Riley Valcruz. So 4th and 10 for the Sun Devils.
And that's Moreno stepping up as a sophomore. We missed him a couple of plays earlier in the season, but he's back, and he's back to action and going both ways.
Going both ways, as is Matthew Gutierrez. Quite a bit of kids going both ways. The Wildcats now with a good defensive stance. And as Rookie Pena pointed out, good defensive coordinators on both sides, and that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, well, Ron, when you saw Mount Carmel go down 60 yards
Yes.
and then get inside the 10 over there, then they got a couple of penalties, put them back, but the Wildcats were able to hold them off and then block that kick, and this is the kind of breaks they need.
Ooh. So on that, do you call that?
Yes, they do, Ron, because the ball was not touched, Ron. So, I mean, in my opinion, we'll find out right now.
Right.
But it could be running into the punter or roughing the punter. We'll see. And
Well, the ball was still, can you explain that?
okay, I'm going to wait for
Okay.
So they got a personal foul.
And that's an automatic first down?
Yeah, any roughing or anything to do with roughing the passer, roughing the punter is going to be first down. Now, that's interesting. I'm going to tell you why that's interesting. Because even though the Brawley players was there, he was able to get the ball off without the Brawley players touching the ball. So they have to touch the ball before they can, actually hit the punter. So with the ball, in my opinion, the ball was not touched, and it looks like Mr. J.J. Jackson, the white hat tonight, feels the same way, that they never touched the ball to rough that punter.
So with 11:03 remaining, the Sun Devils actually catch a break with that, and there's Bell up the middle to number 21, and that is Aiden Smith. So the quick hitter up the middle gets him a good gain of, let's say, 7 yards. We'll say 6. Second down and 4. Hurry up offense again. Again, Smith. Smith up the left side and plenty of room. Smith all the way into the 29-yard line of the Wildcats. So that's something we saw on the very first drive, was the quick tempo offense of the Sun Devils, not allowing the Wildcats to call a defensive play, and the Wildcats now call a timeout.
Well, that was 31. Chris Camilo in on the tackle, but it wasn't till that it was 10 yards back.
Boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
2 hits in a row.
So Ron Rubio, Will Torres, Joaquin will be right back after these messages.
Back to Warren Field with 10:28 remaining. Bell to number 21, and that was number 21, Aiden Smith. Nothing doing on that time. Second down and 10.
Number 55 in for the tackle for the Wildcats. And Ron, that's what they need. Julius Diaz coming in there, and he's a senior at 6 foot. But now that timeout, was it called out? Was it called by the Brawley Wildcats?
By self, yes, sir.
Okay, and you see, that's how good they make they call that timeout, and he's really good at making those adjustments, Ron.
That means, okay, you call a timeout, and then you have a positive play right afterwards.
Yeah.
So
that's
here's
a live ball.
That's
Great.
a live ball.
Oh, my God, Ron. What a play. Who's down there at the bottom for the Brawley Wildcats? It had 2 defenders on him. And was
I'm going to see who's the very bottom, and that is Matthew Gutierrez.
Matthew Gutierrez. That's just a standout play right there, Ron.
We had to let it get untangled to find who made it. The pass was complete. Kind of a dangerous pass, backward pass for sure if it was incomplete, which would mean a live ball. So fortunate for the Wildcats now, and that's been the process so far. Good parts of the possession by the Sun Devils, and then they go backwards. So here we go, 3rd down and 20. They give it to Enriquez. Enriquez off to the left side, and there is Brody Van Diver holding on, making a tackle. A gain of 4 maybe.
Yeah, and that is now 3 positive plays in a row after the timeout. And that just goes to tell you the quality of coach, the defensive coach that John Self is. I mean, we've always known him as that defensive coach, Ron.
So the Wildcats got a good stand, after the timeout, 3 good plays for the defense. 4th down and 14. The ball is inside the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. We'll say the 33. Bell looking. Bell has time. He shoots it over. Overthrows intended, and he was open.
Yeah, he was open. Aiden Torres comes in there.
Pass was intended for Javion Kendrick. So the Wildcats get out of that after they were getting pushed. The timeout by self turned that series around for the Wildcats. They now have good field position at the 33-yard line. So the Wildcats now will start this possession at the 33-yard line. Kind of a slow start offensively, but as Rookie Pena mentioned, you're looking at 2 good defensive coordinators. That will make it hard for you to look good and to execute. So here we go, doubles on both sides. Zane Richards is the lone back, number 20. We'll give it to Richards. Richard cuts back. Good run by Richards. Good gain of 3-4 yards. 2nd down and 6.
With 8:30 to go, 8:38 in the clock counting down the second half, I'd like to say and welcome one of our new corporate sponsors, Imperial County Department of the Public Health. Children 5 years and older are now eligible for COVID-19 boosters. Vaccines are safe, free, and effective. Give them a call at 442-265-6700 to schedule an appointment.
8:16 remaining in the second quarter. The Wildcats now have a second down, and we'll say 6 at the 32-yard line. Richards again, fake, RPO to Abarca. That's Damien Abarca, and he'll find his way up to the 41-yard line. We'll say the 40.
And that's just good coverage by number 23 of Mount Carmel to come in there and make that tackle. Griffin Ramos being a junior. And that play on that RPO right there, Ron, was it was just read very well by the Mount Carmel Sun Devils here.
It was read well by the defense, but actually executed well by the Wildcats and Gutierrez. So that's a positive note for the Wildcats, who find a third down and, let's say, 4 from the 40. Gutierrez with time. Gutierrez shoots it out. That's complete to Abarca. And a great tackle by number 23.
We just called his name right now, Griffin Ramos again. No, great tackle, but not until number 2 for the Brawley Wildcats came in there and made that tackle. And while we're talking about tackles, make sure, I think Big Chris is still open at Top Notch Barber. I'm sure he's got all the TVs going on over there. Give him a visit. Tell him BSN Crew said hello at 317 Wake Avenue in El Centro for one-of-a-kind haircut, where your fades are always a cutaway. Top Notch Barbershop.
The Wildcats with the first down with 6:55 remaining in the second quarter. The ball's at the 44-yard line.
You know
Wildcats with 2 timeouts left.
One of the difference, Ron, it's a lot easier to read the Mount Carmel numbers on their jerseys.
For sure. Pitch to Tweety Corrales. Corrales around the end, and a great stop by the defense.
It looked like it was led by number 26, and that's Jesse Hard from the quarterback or outside linebacker position there.
26. Their alignment is, I know they run a 4-man front. That's 4 defensive linemen, and then they kind of flex. They have 2 backers for sure. So you could say it starts out a 4-2-5, but they adjust to the formation that the Wildcats come out in. So second down and 10. 6:09 remaining in the second quarter. We have a 0-0 score. Tie formation. That's going to bring everybody in. We got
And that's a timeout on Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel defensive coordinator not too happy about something.
Imperial Valley Respite. We are here to share the responsibilities and the day-to-day challenges of caregiving so families can get a break they deserve. Our mission is committed to making a difference by providing quality care to families in need. Sponsored by Katie Satyan and family. El Centro Police Department, dedicated to serve our community through partnership, professionalism, and uncompromising excellence. Quality of life, protection, and service is our commitment. RDO Equipment Company, with support and solutions, expert equipment possibilities than any other dealer in the market. Whether you are a seasoned pro in precision ag or just getting started, RDO Equipment Company is the partner you need for your success in the field. Ron, you said something that was key a little while ago when it comes to the defensive part, how they're starting off with the 4-man front, and as soon as the Wildcats are lining up, they're making their shifting out there. Now that's, to the naked eye, that might seem normal, but you as a coach, those are the kind of things you read out there, correct, Ron?
You read out there, and what's important about it is not only as a coach you have to see, but your kids have to see, because now that changes who you block. So here we go with a different lineup now. They have a 3-man line. Gutierrez, look, he shoots it out, and that's complete too. Number 29, that is going to be?
Number 29 for the Wildcats, I have.
It's Julian Patones, I think, 28.
Okay, that's one of your players, Ron?
Julian Patone is a kid that played very well on the JV squad. Big kid, big size tight end. Good to see them utilizing his size. Good catch.
Yeah, tackle babe, my number 58 of the Mount Carmel's playing, and he's big enough that I was going to put him at cornerback, but that kid is way too big to be playing.
I dare you to pronounce his last name, Justin, number 58.
Well, I don't have him. I go straight to 73.
Gutierrez looking, 3rd down and 5. Does he have room to run? He's pointing. He's looking. He's going to tuck it and go, and he's going to make it to the 44-yard, and that might be a penalty there, but it's not. Wow.
Uh-oh. Is he just can't get up, or is he
Well,
down?
no. It looks like a look at his leg.
Well, we are fortunate to have.
And you know, the thing is, he landed on one of those bags that are there. So Matthew Gutierrez, quarterback now. Might be a cramp. Hopefully it's a cramp.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I was going to say.
Yeah, and when they're, yeah. Okay, now do we have an injury timeout, or are they going to give the Wildcats a timeout here? So while we have a little minute, while Coach Ron takes a look at, see if they can get him back out there. And I don't think that was a timeout call, so they got to start it, Ron, because he's off the field right here. And I thought he might have tripped on some of the bag that was right there.
Yeah, and that's kind of a dangerous thing. It looked like, I could have sworn it looked like his leg. So now in at quarterback is Daniel Camilo under center. The tricky thing is, will he get a good snap? And he doesn't. So that's a really tough thing to put a kid in there. You haven't taken any snaps in quite a while, and then you're asked to go under center. So the Wildcats with a fumbled snap with 4:45 remaining. Gutierrez still being worked on. Looks like he may get up. That's a tough kid right there, that Gutierrez kid.
You know, I was talking to people about that. Not only is he a great football player, he's also a very good baseball player as he goes in.
So Gutierrez is in, back at quarterback. They're going to bring out Tweety Corrales and put Daniel Camilo, number 6, back to his wing position. So the Wildcats now with a 2nd down and 10 with 4:17 remaining. They give us to Zane Richards. Richards up to the left side. And Zane Richards showing what he could do. A good game by Zane Richards.
Cold timeouts with 2 remaining, because you never know when you're going to use them with 3:48 to go until the half.
So Richards again with that good run. What can the Wildcats do? Ball's inside the 40, let's say the 38-yard line. They give it to Richards out the left side. Richards tries the left side again, and he breaks a tackle. And Richards running. And, man, he broke the tackle of Montgomery, and that's not an easy thing to do. Spun off and got 7 yards. First down for the Wildcats.
Michael Jones was able to tackle him out of bounds, but like Coach Ron here, my partner since day one, said not until Brawley first down on that. And to be honest with you, Ron, both these teams, we've said this before, I've heard you say it many times, and I take a lot of notice, they mirror each other very well, Ron.
They sure do. They sure do. So let's see what team finally can execute enough for a touchdown. The pitch to Richards. Richards at the 30. Richards to the 35. Richards. They're finding something with Richards. A groove is happening. Some momentum. That's an 8-yard gain.
Brought down by number 40. That's Gabriel Little. Ron, the one thing that's not lacking is the blocking by the line of scrimmage of the Brawley Wildcats. You know, from the line of scrimmage, 5 yards down, the Brawley line is doing their job.
3:07 remaining.
I like your jacket, Ron.
Oh, it's one of the best. One thing about VSN, they know how to dress us up.
Somebody dresses you guys good.
2:54 remaining. Second quarter, Wildcats now 2nd down and 7. They found something with this Richards kid, number 20. Keep your eye on him. And a fumbled snap by Gutierrez. So Gutierrez looked like he was pulling out before he had the ball.
Yeah.
And bad news, it's a 4th down now. And then
Fourth
Wildcats
down.
will burn a timeout.
And with that timeout, we'll read a couple of these people that have kept VSN going for an entire season, the 2022 season. So Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right people at the job is just important as choosing the best equipment. Our York trained professionals provide you with top quality, skilled installation, and expert analysis. Give them a call at 352-8855. Look, Ron, Election Day is next Tuesday, November 8th. Imperial Community College District reminds you to vote yes at Measure B, improving our local college with funds that cannot be taken away by the state. This ad was paid for by the Friends of IVC. Yes on Measure B committee. FPC number 1453508. Letterman's and Bro, for all your custom Letterman ads, needs, and servicing the Yuma and Imperial Valley. Call Letterman Bros at 760-693-5034. The right choice for your Letterman's jacket. And let's get back to play-by-play with Ron Rubio.
3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. I thought it was 4th down. It's not. Split backs, that's 2 backs to give us to Moreno off the left side. Moreno now with his best run of the night. Bangs it all the way inside the 15. We'll give it to the 14.
Brought down by number 11 of Mount Carmel. That is Roman Wicker. Now, Moreno's running with a little bit of authority there, Ron.
Well, he's got fresh legs, been out for a while, so.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing like a fresh legs. He's only a sophomore, so big things and going both ways tonight.
The future of the Wildcat running game is in the backfield right now with Richards and Moreno. They gave us to Moreno. He pulls it. No, he's going to take it. That's his Gutierrez. He took it all the way to the limit, and he's going to fight his way maybe to the 11-yard line. Man, that's taking it to the limit. You saw that? Looked like it was going to be part of the tackle.
No, Gutierrez is running this. And, Ron, does it look to you he's getting a little bit more confidence every play, every series?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's looking good with 2:09 to go till halftime. And we have a special guest coming up at halftime, a very good friend of mine. He's a faculty. He's here at BUH faculty. He's a vice principal at Brawley Union High School. He's also a graduate of Brawley Union High School. I went to school with him, class of 1982, Mr. Greg Smith.
Greg Smith, our principal?
Vice principal. He's our vice principal. Our principal is, Brawley's principal is Jesse Sanchez.
Right, there you go. So 2:09 remaining. The Wildcats now 2nd down and 8. The ball is at the 11-yard line. Fake to Moreno. Blitz. He stays in there. Nice pass to Makai Washington, complete to the 5. And, man, he took a lick. He took a hit, but he stood in there, delivered the pass, first down.
Michael Jones was able to take him down. But let me tell you, Makai was, I think he missed even a couple of practices because how sick he was, Ron.
Yeah, I heard there was a
couple
bug
of
going
them,
around.
right? Yeah.
Bug going around this week, and the Wildcats were able to regroup. Now we find themselves 140 remaining. 3rd down, less than a yard for a first down. Richard is the lone back. The pitch to Richard to the left side. Richard trying to find a way. No, blocking to the left side. Brought down by number 20.
20 of the Mount Carmel is Ronald Piercy. And this is where the Mount Carmel defense has to tighten up right here. With 1:18 to go, 4th down, are the Wildcats going to go for it, or are they going to try that field goal?
Looks like they're going to bring in Urbano. So Nathan Urbano will be set. The ball's placed at the 10. Snapping from the 10.
And this is key right here in this type of
sure.
ball game. Yeah. I mean, just like that safety was key last week, Ron.
2 points mean a lot, man. So any kind of points right now when you're a dogfight like this, every point's going to matter. The ball will be placed at the 18. The kick is up, and it is good.
Oh.
So the Wildcats will get 3 with 40 seconds remaining. Wildcats 3, Sun Devils 0.
Well,
Good stuff.
We talked about how both these teams were mirroring each other, and that's what it might come down to, those 3 scores. Escar Realty is your hometown real estate office in Calexico and serving the entire Imperial Valley. Go see Mark at 760-357-9704. Escar Realty, the mark of excellence. Don't forget, people, Driscoll's has been serving the Imperial Valley since 1979. They take great pride in the years of experience and quality in custom silkscreen and embroidery services. Make sure you stop by, check out their huge selection of sunglasses, sandals, and street clothes. Located at 1470 West State Street in El Centro. And I believe they've been there forever. Just a shop, one of those shops that was one of the coolest places to go visit to get your OP and hang tins.
We're out.
Driscoll's.
Yeah, it was cool.
Remember
way back in 79, 80, that was a place to go. So here we go. The Wildcats now off that. Didn't get the yardage on there, but it was about a 28-yard field goal by Urbano with 40 seconds remaining. The Wildcats now with the 3-0 lead. Deep to receive will be number 28. That's Sawyer Adams along with Connor Banano. Short kick. And that's number 40 of the Sun Devil. That was Gabe Luttrell. So with 36 seconds remaining, the Sun Devils will take over at their 33-yard line.
Marianne Valenzuela is your State Farm Insurance agent in Imperial Valley. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Give Marianne a call at 760-344-0447 for your insurance needs.
So here we go. Empty set for Bell. That means no running back. You have 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. 36 seconds remaining. Bell, he's going to shoot it down to the left side. A little bit open, a little bit of intended for Not too sure. Number
Is
three.
that number 2 or
That's number 3. That's Via Cruz. So Bell, he got hurt on that second possession. He got sacked by Gutierrez, was brought down, and it seems like his back foot is not the same. So when you can't drive off that back foot, you're not going to get a lot on the ball. 30 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 10. Bell again with an empty set. Bell with plenty of time. Rolls to his left. He's set. He's going to run it out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Gutierrez.
Seems like we're going to be calling that name and number a lot tonight, huh?
Gutierrez is all over the place. So here we go. 3rd down and 5 for the Sun Devils. How many timeouts the Sun Devils have?
Dos.
Two timeouts remaining.
Left for the Sun Devils.
26 seconds remaining. Empty set. 2 receivers to the right, to the left of them, 3 to the right. Looks over, gets a sign from the coach. Bell, just calm as heck back there. Complete to number 2. Samuel Kennedy. So Sam Kennedy with the first catch of the game. Brought down 1st and 10.
And brought down by the Wildcats. Bottom of the pile was number 23 for the Wildcats, Ron. That's Matthew Moreno. So as we have a timeout here, VSN, we'll be right back after these messages.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Back to Warren Field with 20 seconds remaining. The Sun Devils of Mount Carmel are at the 50-yard line. They've just called their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining. Ball's at the 50.
As Ron said, 20 seconds to go with 1 timeout. I mean, you're looking at a 1st down still, but Ron, I mean, they're going to have to go deep a little bit.
They're going to have to go deep.
Or a little screen pass, thinking these Wildcats are.
Shoots it out quick, and that's complete to Via Cruz. Via Cruz out to the 45-yard line. Hey, after that one play in Imperial, when the Spartans scored with 0.1 second remaining,
yeah,
20 seconds is an eternity, man. 17 seconds remaining. And now if you look across the sidelines, they'll even tell you what formation, trips right. They're holding up that big sign. Funny thing is, it was a trips right. Complete to number 2 again. That is Sam Kennedy.
31, Camilo in for the tackle as they have a hurry-up offense, and he might be able to spike it since it's a 1st down right here.
Boom.
And you can spike it out of the shotgun position. That was something that was not available as years ago, but over the years.
You know, and I never really understood that, why you couldn't. I mean, you're still snapping the ball back.
Yeah.
Whether it's touched right off from the center to quarterback. I never understood why that wasn't
implemented it when
yes.
it was first
yes,
implemented.
yes.
You could spike it. Yeah.
So here we go, empty set. That means 4 receivers to the right, 1 on top of Bell. Bell has been very cool in this drive with 12 seconds remaining. Looking over at the coach, and with this kind of offense, you can actually talk to your coaches before the snap. So Bell swings it out, open pass. That is Kennedy again. And why didn't he run out of bounds? He tried to make more yardage. 3 seconds remaining.
And a
now
timeout by that was
a kick. Maybe they're going to try to get that kick in. But remember, on that last punt, is their kicker hurt?
So with Mount Carmel, I'm trying. They're calling a timeout. And look, I mean, I was watching pre-warm-ups, Ronnie, and it looked like he had a little bit of leg difference, but they already had 1 block. So
he had, and then they had 1 blocked, and then plus that punt. So their special teams have left a lot to desire on what they're doing on their blocking.
Hart Insurance. Liz and the rest of the girls are excited about their new location, located at 580 South 1st Street, across the street from Witter School. Do not hesitate to give the girls, one of Liz's girls down there, or the rest of the crew, for all your insurance needs. Give them a call at 760-344-1400. The Original Town Pump. For the best steaks in Imperial Valley, visit the Original Town Pump, located at 200 West Main Street in Westmoreland. For family fine dining at its best. Banquet rooms available for large parties. 344-3663. And here we go, Ron. With the field goal attempt, we are looking at
maybe a 49, 39-yarder. Ball's placed at the 29, add the 10 from the, and it's blocked again by the Wildcats. Blocked again and picked up by, so that's how we're going to end this for second quarter with the Brawley Wildcats on a block field goal attempt. Brawley Wildcats 3, Mount Carmel Sun Devils 0.
And we'll be right back with our halftime guest, Mr. Greg Smith, and talk about the first half of the Wildcats as we go in with a 3-0 lead.
Make COVID-19 boosters part of your summer plans. Children 5 years of age and older are now eligible for a COVID-19 Pfizer booster. The vaccine is safe, free, and effective. Visit myturn.ca.gov or call 442-265-6700 to schedule your child's appointment or find a clinic near you. Have a safe summer. Get boosted. Visit myturn.ca.gov or call 442-265-6700.
Welcome back, everyone. With me right here is a good friend of mine from, Greg, we'd have to go back to second grade, first grade, Witter School. And it's just, now you're in a position, you've been at Brawley Union High School how long now, Greg?
I've been with Brawley, I think this is my 22nd or 23rd year.
Now, you started out as a teacher, and now you are vice principal here at Brawley Union High School.
That's correct, yeah.
Now, one of the things when we get on this football field, Greg, you're a class of 1982, and, I was fortunate enough to play on the opposite side of you. You were the split end, I was a tight end. But, you go back, this is our 40th year. This is our 40th year, Greg. I mean, wow.
It doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't seem like it, man. It just seems like, I remember we ended our year at Ganesha. I mean, for the old timers out there, it was Brawley was winning. We were winning at the time, and less than 3 minutes ago, we punted away, and they run it back for a touchdown, and we just couldn't score after that. Ganesha went on to play in the championship against Indio. Memories,
yes,
right?
Yeah, well, and that's one of those that stay with you to this day, I can tell you that.
Yeah. They still hurt, and that's like that class of 2004. I mean, they got the same feeling we have. They actually made it to. But, the difference was that was the DVL, and this is now San Diego section. So I've always considered those separate. I always thought the DVL was a lot tougher. I mean, it was. I didn't think that it was. It was a tougher division.
Well, I think it was only because, that was part of LA section. So a lot of the teams we played, Ganesha, Pomona, even Palm Springs at that time, they had powerhouse teams. So we played a lot of teams that were physical football teams. I mean, you knew that you were in a game the next day. Of course, it was a different time, but it was, I think, in a lot of ways, not only a different brand of football, but a more physical brand of football.
Well, I mean, if you remember when we were juniors, we ended up playing Servite.
I remember.
Yeah, and it wasn't a lopsided score. That's the other thing about it. It wasn't a lopsided score. But, Greg, let's take us to where you're at now. What's the atmosphere now? I mean, you being the vice principal, it's a different role you're taking on. I mean, you've been through the whole system now. What's that feel like right now?
For me personally, I've really enjoyed my time as an educator, whether it was in the classroom or now as an administrator. They're both different roles. They have different responsibilities, but in a lot of ways are the same. I mean, we deal with kids. Our purpose and our plan is for them to get the most out of their time while they're with us in high school, so that when they leave us, they're prepared to go out and be successful. I mean, that's what we want, is for them to not only be successful in whatever career they're going to pursue, but as individuals to be successful, to do things the right way. So, yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Now, is this your first time up here since this place has been renovated?
It is.
Isn't it nice, Greg?
It is nice, yeah.
This is nice and roomy. I mean, I'd like to thank Billy Brewer, the one that got that ball rolling, and of course, you can't forget Buzzy for helping out and just getting it done. Oh, Randy Smith getting it done right away. So my hat's off to them. I really appreciate what they did, and they did it in a hurry. And that's just part of the whole element, Greg. There's a lot of things that, look, you know, being graduated from here and actually refereeing, but didn't always see this side of the football.
No.
And so with BSN's changed a little bit. So, you know, the help we've gotten from BUH administration, you know, starting with Simon and then Jesse and you and then Billy and everybody else, even the coaching staff and the players, it's been phenomenal. And as we wind it down for the last couple of weeks, we go into CIF, which CIF is always exciting football. I mean, next week we're going to Central, regardless. So that's not a given. They got to buy regardless. So whoever wins here, and of course there's people among myself would love to see that rematch again. You know, I'm sure the whole Imperial Valley and the rest of the, you know, a lot of other people besides Imperial County are looking forward to that game.
Well, I mean, I think even based on last week, I mean, congratulations to Central, and they played well and did what they needed to do. They made the plays to win. But it was a evenly played game. I thought it was played well by both defenses. And really it came down to really one or two plays. And, I mean, so I think our teams are pretty equal as far as ability to move the ball, ability to play defense, and we'll see what happens.
But that's one thing about the Bell game, though, Greg. It doesn't matter what your record is prior to it. You know, it's because that Bell game itself, it's just a different monster in itself. I mean, the records, you just throw everything out the window. It's always going to be a close game. I mean, 3 years ago it wasn't, when Brawley scored first and then Central came back and just put a pounding in. But then again, that same year, Self ended up taking that team, almost making it to the championship game minutes away. So you never know what can happen. It's just great to be a part of that. It's just great, that great atmosphere. But right now in hand, both the Wildcats and Mount Carmel, you know, with the score 3-0, the Wildcats leading, they go down to Central Cal Jones Field next week. So, and they'll have their hands full regardless.
Yes, they will.
And a lot of things can happen, Greg. A lot of things can happen. You never know, as we've witnessed before. But, Greg, pleasure having you up here, man. It's always good to see you when we get a chance to reminisce a little bit. So,
we do.
Thanks, everybody over there. Greg Smith, Will Torres. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks.
Cada día, el Distrito de Irrigación de Imperial, su entidad pública, ha proporcionado servicio de energía confiable y económico a sus clientes en los valles de Imperial y Coachella. Comparado con otros proveedores de energía, los clientes residenciales, comerciales y gubernamentales del IID ahorran hasta un 50% en sus facturas. Es porque el IID está comprometido a más que solo proporcionar energía. El IID está comprometido con usted. IID, donde los clientes siempre son primero.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like when Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This is wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Day in and day out, your publicly owned Imperial Irrigation District proudly delivers low-cost, reliable energy service to its customers in the Imperial and Coachella Valleys. When compared to other power providers, IID's residential, commercial, and governmental customers all save up to 50% on their monthly energy bills. That's because IID is committed to more than just delivering power. IID is committed to you. IID, where customers always come first.
Reducir el uso de energía durante el verano es más importante que nunca. Este verano, IID le anima a hacer su parte al ajustar su termostato a 78 grados o más, evitar usar electrodomésticos principales de 4 a 9 p.m. y apagar luces innecesarias. Pero aún hay más. IID ofrece un número de oportunidades de ahorro de energía. Conozca nuestros consejos de ahorro de energía en iid.com. Trabajemos juntos para estar frescos y para ahorrar energía este verano.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Make COVID-19 boosters part of your summer plans. Children 5 years of age and older are now eligible for a COVID-19 Pfizer booster. The vaccine is safe, free, and effective. Visit myturn.ca.gov or call 442-265-6700 to schedule your child's appointment or find a clinic near you. Have a safe summer. Get boosted. Visit myturn.ca.gov or call 442-265-6700.
Cada día, el Distrito de Irrigación de Imperial, su entidad pública, ha proporcionado servicio de energía confiable y económico a sus clientes en los valles de Imperial y Coachella. Comparado con otros proveedores de energía, los clientes residenciales, comerciales y gubernamentales del IID ahorran hasta un 50% en sus facturas. Es porque el IID está comprometido a más que solo proporcionar energía. El IID está comprometido con usted. IID, donde los clientes siempre son primero.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like when Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
It was wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment. I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter. I'd like to have give you a couple of halftime scores on the Valley teams around the field. We have the score of 21-13. That's Calexico versus Chula Vista at halftime, with Calexico leading 21-13. And then we have Castle Park 33, Southwest 18, and that's a halftime score also. And we have Vincent Memorial 42 over Mount Empire 0 at halftime. And the interesting score is Imperial 27, Patrick Henry 7, and that's also at halftime. Ron, let's talk a little bit about the Wildcats and Mount Carmel here.
Well, when you have a 3-0 game going into the third quarter, needless to say, it's a defensive struggle. Offenses aren't, and not to say both teams have shown some offense as we get the kickoff going. And that's Damien Abarca at the 5. He's at the 10. Finds his way up maybe to the 19. And great tackle there by the Sun Devils. Trying to get the number of that kid. Looks like it is.
It's a single-digit number 4 for the Mount.
0.
0? Is that 0? That's Jason Wagner.
Wagner on a good stop. So, as we said, it's a defensive struggle. The offensive have moved the ball. They moved the ball down the field, but haven't been able to get a touchdown. Why? Because of a penalty, because of a negative play, and also because credit the defenses. Defenses are making it hard to get in there. So first play.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And 2 block field goal attempts.
So by the Wildcats, so that negated at least 6 points by the Sun Devils. And that is, let's see, Moreno.
That's Moreno up the middle, tackled by number 26.
No, that is Moreno. Moreno gets a gain, maybe of 5 yards. We'll say 6, second down and 4.
Brought down by Jesse Hart of the Mount Carmel Sun Devils.
So we've seen with Moreno and Richards, quick hitters on both sides of the line. So the offensive line for the Wildcats, that's Brian Porras, number 52. At center, you have the guards are David Martinez, number 79. Number 67, Isaiah Gomez. And your tackles are Ronnie Rosales, number 61. And your other tackle is senior, number 55, Julius Diaz. Those are the kids making holes so the Wildcats can make some yards. So here we go. Second down and 4. Ball at the 25-yard line. The give is to Moreno. Moreno off the left side.
And it looks like we have he was tackled. The ball came loose after he was down, after he was tackled by number 44. That's Colson Montgomery.
Montgomery's all over the place in the first half.
He looks to be the leader out of that middle linebacker position, huh, Ron?
He sure does. Third down for the Wildcats with 3 yards to go. Third quarter. We've just started the second half. And as we said, this is do or die. Win tonight, you see Central. Lose tonight. The pitch is to Camilo off to the right side, but Camilo finds enough for a first down, and he will get a first down out to maybe the 33-yard line. First down for the Wildcats, but it looks like there's a flag on the play.
Aiden Smith made the tackle, and it's going to be holding. Yeah, against the Wildcats, and that is not what they need, especially deep in their end zone. So, that just hurts them right there because that's going to put them back 10 yards from there and make it, 3rd and 13 on that, Ron.
So that's been, both teams have been shooting themselves in the foot. They'll have a good couple plays in a series, and then, boom, a penalty or something negative happens. So the Wildcats now find their way back to, let's say, the 18-yard line. We'll say the 17. Third down and 11. I'm sorry, the 23-yard line. I'm seeing things. They're at the 17. Looking at the scoreboard's a little bit different than where the ball is actually placed. So the give is to Moreno. Moreno off the left side. Moreno, nothing doing, brought down by 44 again and number 58 of the Mount Carmel Sun Devils.
And look, I don't know if Michael Moreno is on the punt team, but when the helmet comes off, the way the Wildcats are short on players right now, that can sometimes hurt you, especially when you got to make sure you have 11 players out there.
So did he took his helmet off or it came off?
Well, and that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. See, the communication needs to come in, especially when they're filling in people that way. Look, Matthew's out because of the helmet coming off. He has to come off for one play, so make sure that guy comes in, especially in the position that Matthew was playing.
Patona's with the punt. It's kind of a high punt, gets a brawling bounce, recovered at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, and he's brought down, and that is number 28. That's Sawyer Adams with a good field. Hey, well, there was really nothing wrong with that punt. I mean, it was high, and a penalty on the play.
Zane Richards making the tackle. No, the punt was actually good, but Ron, what happened was the PAT, the punt returner, the bounce came to him perfect. He got that perfect bounce because if it's not perfect, they're usually going to let it go, Ron. But look, it was a good punt, and then the bounce came right to him. So what are you going to do? You take advantage of that as we get ready to make the call right here. And it looks like it's going to be against it's going to be against the Sun Devils here, as he explains it to number 20 of them. So as they take him back, and it's going to be a 10-yard, it'll be a holding, it looks like, against the Sun Devils on the punt return.
So let's see what number 17, Joshua Bell, can do. 9:27 remaining. This will be their first possession of the second half. Behind him will be Aiden Smith. Smith has had a few good carries. As I said, they run that running back position by committee. Smith up the middle. Smith, positive yards. If you get over 3 yards a carry, that's a pretty good deal. And let's see where they're going to mark this at. Nice gain. Man, that's a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 31-yard line.
And we said again, Camilo, number 31, just all over the field. Ronnie, we've said this over and over, and you made a good point of this. Just when they start to do good, they shoot themselves in the foot. Both teams, not just one, Ron.
A nice run by number 28. That's Sawyer Adams on that little sweep play to the left side. Good enough for a 1st down. So let's see what this Temple can do for them, and let's see if they can eliminate a mistake. Ball now is at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Sun Devils. Up the middle, that's his, and we're going to get plenty of flags. There's 2 flags, so they one.
We just finished talking about that, and look, they get positive yards, you know, on a 1st down, and it looks like going to be a holding on the play. Yeah, most definitely. And the thing is, Ron, that the holding happened 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that's actually going to be a 15-yard penalty. Because most of the time the penalties are on a line of scrimmage and they go directly from the line of scrimmage, Ron. But this holding was actually in the backfield 5 yards back. So tack on another 10 yards from where the penalty landed, then it's going to be 1st and 25, Ron. That's when it really hurts a team. And like you mentioned before, it's these penalties that the teams are committing themselves, shooting themselves on the foot themselves.
You know, the defense is playing well, but then this is a self-inflicted mistake by the Sun Devils. And now the ball's back to the 39-yard line, and you're looking at a 1st down and ball at the 41. You got 26 yards to go.
And double stakes. That's to make a 1st down on that, Ron.
Jesus Christ. So here we go. 1st down for 24 yards. Bell. The give is to.
Well played by the Wildcats.
And there, who else?
Whoa.
Camilo.
God, Camilo is just, that kid's all over the place, you know. That's just what the Wildcats need right now. And to help in on that tackle, of course, was number 44, Brody Van Diver. It's good to call his name a couple more times out here. But those are the players that have to step up, Ron.
They have to step up. And right now, pressure's on both defenses right now. When your offense isn't scoring, you have to play good defense because you never know what's going to happen with your offense. Right now, you have to pitch a shutout. And that's what the Wildcats are doing. Quick out, too. And well played by, that was Tweety Corrales. But the pass was complete to Connor Bonanno. 3rd down and 25, it looks like. So is this 4-down territory? Do you?
I get that sense that Coach Wessing is thinking that, Run. I don't know why, because you never know, you know. I mean, look, he knows it's going to be a tight score, but it's a long distance, though.
It's a long ways, man. So here we go. Empty backfield. Bell looking, it's complete, and that's Villa Cruz again. Villa Cruz over the middle, but well played by
Moreno and number 44, the Wildcats coming in there, and that's Brody Van Diver. We just talked about how their names are just coming up. But this is going to be an interesting call right here. Very interesting, Ron, as we look at a 4th down and double stakes. You know, I kind of agree. If they go for it, I kind of agree with it.
Yes.
Because, look, Ron, how much are you going to get out of that punt? You're going to get 25 yards? Big deal, you know?
Maybe you kick it in the end zone, and where do you get it? At the 20, so you gain 15 yards. Bell with an empty backfield, and we're going to get.
On the Wildcats, it looks like. Looks like they're going to call the Wildcats when they do that. They're going to line up, and it's not going to give them a 1st down, but it might be able to change the play. It's going to be a dead ball foul. Yeah, dead ball foul in the – in the neutral zone.
Hey, but every yard counts right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 5 yards. Could be the difference of getting the 1st down or not making it.
That's true, Ron. You make a very good point on that.
So 4th and 15 now, a little bit more. You do have plays that can gain you 15 yards, but the odds are against you that you'll make it. So here we go, 6:21 remaining. A quick 3rd quarter so far. Bell looking. Bell steps up. Bell looks. He throws a pick. It's intercepted by Tweety Corrales. Corrales, if he gets to the outside, he might have something going on. He cuts back to the 50, to the 40, to the 30-yard line goes Corrales.
Ron,
my God.
That is just what the Wildcats needed on that play. I mean, granted, they threw it downfield because that long pass was just as good as a punt, Ron. But still, to have an interception and run it back is the equivalent to getting a punt and running it back. So whatever it takes to get the Wildcats back into Mount Carmel territory,
you'll take it.
They'll take it.
So now The pressure now flips over to the Mount Carmel defense after that turnover and a great run by Gilbert Corrales, who takes it all the way to the 30-yard line. Thought he was going to break it. He had a wall. Now let's see what the Wildcat offense can do. What the first down at the 30-yard line, 6:04 in the third quarter. The give to Moreno to the left side. Moreno, good game. We'll give him 3 yards on that. Second down and 7. Second down and 7 for the Wildcats. 5:48 remaining in the third quarter. The Wildcats looking for the first touchdown of the game by either team. And it just seems that the Wildcats get a touchdown, it's a 2-score lead. That's pretty big right now.
Yeah, no, it is, especially the way both teams have been playing. Well, actually, how good their defenses have been playing.
Quick out to Abarca. Abarca cuts back. A good throw and a good catch by Abarca and a good run by Damian Abarca. Good gain up to maybe, we're going to say, the 21-yard line. Third down and 2 for the Wildcats with 5:07 remaining.
Imperial Valley College, founded in 1962, proud sponsor of VSN's live stream for all Imperial Valley school sports. IVC sponsoring excellence in education for over 60 years. Intercare since 1970. When it comes to health care, Intercare is here with locations throughout Imperial Valley.
The Wildcats with 4:43 remaining with the first down to give us to, RPO to Abarca. And that's what the defense has been doing. Looks like they're going to get some yards, and instead that pursuit gets it short of a first down by I want to say a yard, 4th down and 1.
But just an excellent play by number 26. That's Jesse Hart to get in there with a defender on him. And being able, that was just a great play right there, Ron, because that could have been for some positive yards after the catch right there.
So the Wildcats now again going for it on 4th down, 4th and 2. They weren't successful on 2 drives. So will they be successful on the 3rd attempt here, as we will see. Gutierrez shoots it out, quick out, and it's going to be intercepted by, I can't get the number, but he's going to roll it up to maybe the 39-yard line. So ill-advised pass, and the Wildcats now, with 3:52 remaining, hand the ball over to the Sun Devils.
Now, I'm not sure, but that was Jesse Hart's side over there. I'm not sure if it was him with the interception. But let's go back to one previous play. Ron, if Jesse Hart didn't make that play right there, it would have been a first down. Could they have changed that play after that? I don't know that, but still, great interception. But that 3rd down was key when Mount Carmel making that stop by Hart.
That's a great point, Will, but because now with the clock at 3:52, every play is going to start counting now.
Yeah.
Every play has meaning to this game, even if it's not a good hand. Here's 21 trying to look his way. That is going to be number 21, Aiden Smith. So here's the deal. We just spoke about it. Defense now under pressure to make plays. And number 2, you can't get that kid hurt. That's Sam Kennedy getting up a little bit. That's your tight end. He's also, I believe, defensive end. So now they have an injury. Or are they going to have somebody come in for him? Yes, they do.
Just a host of those Wildcats in the middle making great plays, and that's what's happening. These people have to step up. We're calling the name Van Diver out a little bit more, but see, and that's a thing, Ron. We see a lot of the blue jerseys right there, and that's what it's going to take, not only this week but next week. But right now is the key. They can't worry about next week. They're worrying about Mount Carmel right here going back and forth.
Enriquez with nothing gained on that play. Enriquez is their leading ground gainer throughout the season. Had a good game last week versus Westview, I believe.
Yeah, and I like the score update right now from Chula Vista. The score right now is 28-13. Chula Vista at the start of the 3rd quarter.
3rd down and 10, empty set. That means no backs with the quarterback. Josh Bell, number 17, having a decent night. 3rd down and 9. Got a little banged up in the first quarter. Let's see what he could do here. Blitz by Gutierrez. He steps up. He's looking. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by number 44, Brody Van Diver.
Yeah. And, Ron, while we got a minute right now, there's people, we appreciate a lot of people. But one of the people we've always had really good communication with, going back and forth, got to visit it. We didn't get a chance to do too many of his games this year, but Jason Turner down there at Hopeville, man. One of the just a good people all
Good,
around.
good
You know what I
person,
mean?
Very good, right.
Looks like he had a little program didn't go his way, but I still see positive things coming his way over there.
Well, you know what? When you have a coach like Turner, anything's possible. Anything positive is possible. So good luck to Turner next season. Now another block by the Wildcats, and that's a lazy punt team by the Mount Carmel. I mean, I don't know where the pressure is, but the pressure's been there on punt and on field goal attempt, PAT, if you say.
And we keep talking where the defense is going to make a difference, but I'll tell you what, Ron, it might come down to special teams making a difference. And well, we got a minute here in the break right here. You know what I don't like to see as a coach? You know what, Ron? As a special teams coach, what is that player doing around that ball right there? All he had to do was touch it and drop it. Yeah, get away from it. That ball wasn't going to – I'm sure he's going to get it. The Dom team, for all your real estate needs, give Doug and Andrew a call at 760-337-8600. The Dom family has been in business since 1908. For all your residential, commercial, and farmland real estate needs, give them a call.
1:43 remaining in the third quarter. The Wildcats at the 48-yard line of the Sun Devils. The give, no, it's a fake, and here goes Gutierrez. Gutierrez off the option run, fake to Richards.
And it could, and he didn't hit nothing, but it could be that cramp. So, this is where the thing where Camilo has to go in there and 24 has to go back in there and fill in for Camilo. And, it's next man up, Ron. That's just the way it is right here. And one of the important things, Ron, is going to be that snap that we saw last time.
What happened on the last time? We had a fumbled snap. So it's a 1st and 10. The ball is at the at the Sun Devil 28-yard line. It looks like we're going to have a timeout, Will.
Yeah, and with this timeout right here, I think it's, they saw, there was a little bit of and he will be able to come back if they can get that cramp fixed right here. Burgers and Beer, for the best burgers in town. It's Burgers and Beer located at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Watch the game, BSN Game of the Week at Burgers and Beer. CR&R Incorporated, Environmental Services. With recycling now more important than ever, CR&R Incorporated has developed innovative recycling reuse programs, the face of a greener generation. And we cannot forget iconic Johnny Burrito, serving Imperial Valley since 1963, an Imperial Valley tradition with locations Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro, founded by Johnny and Ana Maria Palomino. And you still owe me a Grasso's tomato.
Yeah, we got to get there, man.
Got to get there as soon as we slow down a little bit in this football season here.
We'll see Hank and Sue, 1:36 remaining. And now what is this?
Let's see. This is thrown by numerous backs, so it's going to be a little – I think it might go against the Wildcats here because there's just too many flags out there. And, yeah, it's going to be
illegal procedure.
Yeah.
So, as we said,
Ron,
you get a first down. It just seems both teams are doing this to themselves.
Ron, it looks like as soon as they get inside the 20, 30-yard line and getting ready to go in the end zone, they hit the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
once they hit that Bermuda Triangle, they start self-inflicting wounds upon themselves.
So here we go, 1st and 15. The ball is at the 33-yard line. Wildcats in a tight set. The give is to Richards. Richards out the left side, and there's number 44.
Number 44, just like Camilo on the defensive side for the Wildcat, is all over the side. Colson Montgomery just in there.
All night.
All night he's been in there.
1:23, 1:22 remaining. Gutierrez is he still on the sidelines? Because you have Camilo taking the play. And it looks like Matthew Gutierrez will get back in there.
And maybe he's not.
And he's not 100%. That guy's a warrior, man. He's playing offense. He's playing defense. He's a sophomore. So here we go. The Wildcats with 55 seconds remaining. Second down and 11. The give is to Richards off the left side. Looks like Richards gets a couple of yards, maybe up to the 25-yard line.
Brought down by number 21 of Mount Carmel. That's Aiden Smith. And, Ron, when you start seeing the defensive backs making the tackle, that's just, listen, that's progress by that offensive line.
You're true that.
By the Wildcats right here. And also on the both sides, I saw one series that was in the second quarter, Ron, where Mount Carmel, until Self called that timeout, they were getting 9 yards on that all the time. Self called the timeout, was able to adjust and able to stop that momentum that Mount Carmel had
built up.
Yeah.
with 3 good plays on the defensive side. So now this is what the Mount Carmel is hoping for on their end. We have a 3rd down and 7. They'll give us to Damien Abarca off the right side, and Abarca with a quick hitter off the right side, and he's going to get a 1st down, and it's a fumble. So not only does he get a 1st down, they also fumble the ball. So now the Wildcats will turn it over right at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Not only they turn it over at the end of the 3rd quarter, they turn it over in the Bermuda Triangle.
Again.
So for VSN, we'll be right back after these messages.
Day in and day out, your publicly owned Imperial Irrigation District proudly delivers low-cost, reliable energy service to its customers in the Imperial and Coachella Valleys. When compared to other power providers, IID's residential, commercial, and governmental customers all save up to 50% on their monthly energy bills. That's because IID is committed to more than just delivering power. IID is committed to you. IID, where customers always come first.
Back to Warren Field as we start the 4th quarter of this 1st round playoff game where we have the Brawley Wildcats 3, Mount Carmel Sun Devils 0, and we're going to start Sun Devils after that fumble by the Wildcats. Take over at their own 16-yard line. Bell looking, Bell shoots it out. That's complete, and that's going to be a 1st down, but a penalty.
Now this penalty is going to be interesting because I think they're going to have, it might be, no, I don't know if it's holding or illegal man downfield. No, it's going to be the holding because it was back. See, now I'm
way
telling
back
you,
there, man.
it's a number of penalties, but as we're seeing, Ron, these are penalties that are being called on both sides, and they're committing themselves in key aspects of the game. It's affecting their game. Now, you look at a 1st down. You got 1st down and almost double stakes again. Okay, look. You still got 3 plays before you punt because this is definitely punting formation out of here.
So now the Wildcats gain field position, and there's a sack.
Uh-oh.
Brody Van Diver, who comes in and gets a sack.
And that is definitely going to be 2 points, Ron.
That's a 2-pointer right there.
Yes.
And that's a sack. So the Wildcats now with a 5-0 lead. No, it's not the World Series. It's a CIF 1st round game. Brawley Wildcats 5. Mount Carmel Sun Devils 0.
And we got to give a shout out to number 64, Joaquin De La Lora. Ron, no stranger, the Wildcats to safeties right there. That was definitely going to be a safety. And I don't know what it was, Ron, but after Self called that timeout in the 2nd quarter, the Brawley defense has picked up their game.
So Brody Van Diver with that sack. And kind of interesting, that's the same place where Damian Rodriguez was sacked.
Yeah. So they got something going. Not only does the defense have something going, Ron, the special teams have something going right here.
Yes, that's true. Well, you know, credit the defense, you know, the special teams for the Wildcats on the 2 block punts. I mean, the 2 block field goal attempts, and then also the block punt, I believe.
So Grasso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955. Family owned and operated, and a place Ronnie is definitely going to take Sarah and I. Joaquin, we're all going to go there with Marie and get some good chow there. I really want to try that tomato stuff. Open Wednesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. Order to go or come in for that great Italian dining experience. Back to my number 1 guy since day 1, Ron Rubio, as we get ready for the Wildcats to receive the ball after a 2-point safety call.
With 11:48 remaining, the kick is by Bree, taken by Abarca at the 30. Abarca to the 40, Abarca to the 50, cuts back inside, and he's going to fall forward to the 45-yard line of the Sun Devils. So Abarca is gaining some big plays, getting some big plays, and looks like we have a Sun Devil down, and that you can't have Roman Weicker down. That's Roman, number 11. And he's back up.
And he's back up. But you know who's making a difference on the special teams for the Mount Carmel is number 0.
Oh, right.
Jason Wagner. He just seems
Couple plays, man.
Somebody better be blocking that guy because he is a key part of any special team, especially on the kickoffs, making the tackles every time. So let's not forget Reach Medical Response Service. Donnie Wharton reminds you, when second counts, you can depend on Reach Medical Transportation Service. Thank you very much. And you know what? Speaking of Reach Medical Service, congratulations to Hunter Wharton. We talked about it. Then him and Taylor Wharton now newly married. Congratulations. That's one of our Pop Warner boys, Ron.
Yes,
We're very
sir,
proud
Hunter
of him.
Wharton. Good luck. Good luck, Hunter.
Just happy. And actually, Ronnie's on the sidelines. I see him from up here, but congratulations to both Hunter and Taylor. Just great to see that. From all the VSN crew, it's a great atmosphere. Ojeda Industries, Tony and Patricia Ojeda, serving the Imperial Valley for all your industrial and agricultural needs, such as hydraulics, service, and repair. Located in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street. And that's right. We say shout-outs to everybody, Ron. We love everybody.
Love everybody. Thank you for everybody joining the VSN sponsorship team. And here we go again now. So it looks like it's going to be an offsides by the Sun Devils.
Well, I'll tell you what. The referees are getting used to their yellow hankies, that's for sure. And I can guarantee you one thing. When San Diego goes back up there, they're going to say, hey, the refs are calling this. Or
I don't think so.
That's just – but, no, what I mean is they're going to say that. You know what I mean?
So here we go. Tight set to give us to Richards. Richards off the right side. Richards finds his way, and Richards with a great run. And he's going to find his way for a first down inside the Sun Devil territory. So tonight, the Wildcats have found that they have another weapon in Zane Richards, who's been running the ball very well. He was a kid on the JV team that had a very good season. With 11:29 remaining, gives the Wildcats a well-needed first down with 11:25 remaining for the Wildcats.
Galvin Robinson was able to tackle him, but Ron, that was after a first down. And when you have your defensive backs making that tackle, there needs to be adjustments. I see Mount Carmel calling the timeout, to straighten things up because look, you make one more score, it's going to be a two-score difference with 11:05 to go at the end of regulation.
So if you're having trouble scoring one touchdown, if you're down by 2 scores, that's hard enough. And we have
entered the twilight zone right here.
It just seems, we can't make it up. Wildcats gained a good yard, get first down, and now they're going to back up for a 1st and 15 at the 34-yard line. So can the Wildcats come up with something? A field goal is really nothing because it make 8-0. You can get tied with a touchdown and 2-point.
But it actually is because, see, a touchdown, they'll actually go ahead, so that field goal would come in handy. Right. And it'll make them go for 2, though.
Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, it does add pressure. But if the Sun Devils can hold on and put them at a field goal spot, that's what they want to do. Richards to the right side. Richards, if he has something to do with it, he's going to make them pay. So here we go, 3rd down. And I'm going to say 3rd down and 9 for the Wildcats.
It's actually 2nd down because they replayed 3rd down.
Okay, you got it.
Hey, but check this out, Ron. Let's talk about that. So take away that penalty. They were able to get 7 yards on that. They'd be looking at the Wildcats would be looking at 2nd and 3 right now. Those are the kind of penalties that are going to hurt you right there, and the Wildcats can't be doing that, as the Mount Carmel can't be doing that.
Richards again trying the middle. He bounces off. Richards going to plow his way to the 21-yard line. So a lot of that was on his own. It was a brick wall. Yeah. He bounced out, found a way to gain good yardage, and makes a very doable 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats at the 21-yard line.
Aiden Smith in on the tackle.
9:45 remaining. The clock is huge now, Will. The clock is huge. 9:40.
Yeah.
So Zane Richards has brought the Wildcats to the 21-yard line.
And I want to congratulate all the fans that showed up today. There's a backstory, but let me tell you, man, it's just good to see the people to see the Wild. And not only that, the Mount Carmel, good to see them. They brought their own little fan base here, Ron.
Good turnout for both sides of the stadium. So here we go, 9:13, 9:12 remaining. The give to Richards off the left side and nothing doing. Brought down by number 20.
Is that number 20? Who came out from the bottom, though? That's
number 20
40,
and 44.
44 in there again. That's Montgomery and Piercy making that tackle to make sure that Now, this is fourth down territory where it looks like they will go for it. I don't know. Like we were talking about the field goal attempt here, Ron, so it's a little bit I don't know, Ron. I mean, it looks like they're going to go for it on this. Let's see what the Wildcats have with Gutierrez back in at quarterback. It looks like he seems to be moving very well. It looks like the Cramps have, well, at least they've gone away for a little bit, right? With 8:32, the clock still clicking down.
So the Wildcats, again, I think this is their fourth attempt at a fourth down play, and the Wildcats will call a timeout. Not too sure they're going to make it right with 8:22 remaining. We'll be
right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Joaquin up here. Jalen Fong, the sideline reporter. Sarah up here with Manny. And, of course, Saul Peña with those beautiful shots inside the huddle. Ron, big play right here. Big play.
It's a big play. I know this off the top of my head. This is the fourth attempt. The Wildcats are going for it on fourth down, and why not? You can't turn back in a playoff game, man. Here it is. Wildcats motion by Gutierrez. And that's a good play for the Wildcats. Did he get the first down? And he sure did. So option play, kind of a high tackle, but it was a legal tackle.
It looked like, I mean, the referee was right there. So enough for a first down. And whatever he did, however he tackled him, number 30, Kyle, let's just say Kayan Javarsta. Kind of hard to say for him.
Kayan Haravata.
Well, he made a great tackle
there.
Great
play by number 30. And let's say, so the Wildcats converted on that fourth down. The ball's now at the 17-yard line. A big play, Will, for the Wildcats with 7:50 remaining. Now what does it do? You're allowed to run more plays. You're allowed to run more clock. And the opportunity to score a touchdown is here. And there goes Richards. Richards off the right side. Richard all on his own. Maybe a gain of 3.
Yeah, and that's one thing. He's hanging on to the ball. And, you know, Michael Jones thought that he was able to pick it up and go, but he was already rolled down by that time.
Ball is at the 14-yard line. The clock is huge now, 7:24 remaining.
Yeah, because, the difference is, which is actually the same thing where they mimic each other, this is not a team, both sides, that can actually score real quick.
Right, yeah, there you go. So the Wildcats now find themselves with a second down and 6. Motion by Camilo. They fake the pitch. They give it to Barca and nothing doing.
Whoa.
And on the bottom of the pile, you have number 73.
Number 73 coming in there and just stopping him dead in his tracks. Eddie Villa coming in there and just stopping him. And that's exactly what they needed. But do we see Eddie on the ground now?
No, that looks like number 20. That might be Piercy on the ground.
Well, as we take a break right here, Havens Landscaping and Trucking is located at 603 East Main Street in El Centro, specializing in gravel, rock, and stone. For all your landscaping materials and needs, give them a call at 760-352-6735. Radco Incorporated is a general contractor. We do commercial, residential, government, public work projects. Our excellent reputation and long list of satisfied clients attest to our superior workmanship, attention to detail, clear communication, honest, and integrity. And let's not forget Lee Tire, proudly serves the local El Centro, California area, specializing in all your tire needs that fit your budget from top quality brands. Pride themselves on being your #1 choice for any auto repair. Let's get back to action with Ron Rubio, play-by-play.
So with 6:51 remaining, the Wildcats now, after a big fourth down conversion, find themselves with a third down and 6. The ball is, we'll say, the 18-yard line of the Sun Devils.
Now, Ron, this is definitely going to be a big call, but I would say it's field goal territory, Ron. I mean, especially with 6:50 and the clock running.
And here's the pitch outside to Camilo. Camilo brought down by Montgomery, 44.
Montgomery just getting out of his linebacker position. Yeah, and that was automatic.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play, but they go, look, if we don't make it, get the ball back in the middle of the field, let's go. And then, look, that's going to put them where if they score a touchdown, they're going to have to go for 2, and they can't lose it on that one score, but they can tie it. But the thing is, with 6 minutes to go and not being able to have that big play, but first, you know what, before all of that, this field goal has to, got to make this field goal.
So everything's important. Urbano set to kick. The hold will be held by Daniel Camilo. The ball will be placed down at the 18. The kick is up, and it is good.
Oh.
So Nathan Urbano right on the money. So with 5:55 remaining, the Wildcats now 8, Mount Carmel Sun Devil 0.
Turner Trucking, hauling of construction and farm equipment and in-depth service for rock, gravel, and any other materials. Give Brady a call, 760-456-002. Ron, we've had a great night. We've had a great defensive night, a defensive battle here. And I'd like to thank our guests that were up here. Rookie Pena, coach for the Central Spartans, of course. The winning team here will play at Cal Jones Field next week. You know, they're very interested in this game, having played them before. And also Greg Smith, Vice President of Brawley Union High School. Just the whole administration, your whole staff, you deal with them a lot as in the coaching experience. Just good people. And, you know, special thanks to Billy Brewer, you know, just for always having everything ready. Rosters, having everything ready for us upstairs up here. And really appreciate. I mean, this will be Brawley's last home game. Yep. So, you know, I'd like to give thanks to Simon Canales for always I know he's always giving us the green light when it comes to stuff. I just really appreciate it because nothing gets done without him. Jesse Sanchez, principal here at Brawley Union High School throughout the years. And once again, Greg Smith, Billy Brewer, and the rest of the staff, Tony Leone and Chaka downstairs for everything they do.
Thank you for everything. 5:49 remaining. The kick is by Urbano. Not a pooch. It'll be taken at the 20. Kick back and nice tackle by number 6.
Go celebrate in your own. Oh, I was just going to say that. You need to celebrate.
Just make the tackle and huddle up.
Because, Ron, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And, you know, we've seen it happen before. The Wildcats cannot afford to do that. I mean, yes, was it a great play? Yes. You know what? If you're going to celebrate, go to your own huddle, go to the sideline, and if you can't do that, just stay right there. But, you know, that's not something John Self wants to see, and he knows it. And he doesn't like it because he doesn't think he was taunting over him. But from up here, I mean, it was definitely a taunt. Was he taunting over him? Well, you know, that's judgment on Mr. Whitehat, Jesse Jackson there.
So 5:45 remaining. Now they have the ball at the 38-yard line.
Big Chris is getting ready to close down right now, but I'm sure they're finished watching this game right here at Top Notch Barber.
So here we go. Josh Bell looking for a receiver, shoots it out, and that's complete too. Don't tell me again, that's number 3. Riley Villacruz. And the kid that's been missing from the Sun Devil offense is number 22. That's Drew Ventimiglia. Ventimiglia was their leading receiver. I don't know how many catches he's had, but it's been very few. So credit the defense of the Wildcats, making sure he doesn't get loose. And here's Bell. Bell, incomplete, intended for Johnny on the spot. So what's his name? Drew Ventimiglia.
Just when you mention his name and they need him in clutch position.
They need him. And if you look at the film on Mount Carmel, he's the guy making the plays. And tonight, kind of shut down.
That was a catchable ball, though, right there, Ron.
3rd down and 1. They need to get the first down to give his to. And did they get it? They may not get it. So that was Axel Enriquez. Enriquez, did he get a first down? No, he did not. 4th down.
Camilo was able to stop him.
5:05 remaining now. So this drive started with 5:45. 45 seconds into the drive, they're facing a 4th down and maybe half a yard. The give is 2. And he's going to be, is that Adams?
Camilo trying to strip the ball, but he was the last man and he was able to bring him down.
Aiden Smith, number 21, has a lot of good carries tonight.
And here we start to enter this zone where both teams have not played very well.
So again, Smith up the middle. And Smith brought down by number 66. That's Castillo of the Wildcats. So a second down and let's say 9 or maybe no gain. He actually gained 3 yards on the play.
He gained 3 yards, but once again, right, Ron, a field goal is not going to help you right
No,
here. With
this is touchdown. This is touchdown or nothing. So here we go. Bell shoots it out to a back coming out of the backfield. That is number 33, Axel Enriquez. So Enriquez.
That's
and
Matthew,
not too much gained on the play because maybe.
Matthew Gutierrez was able to stop him. But and the good thing that the Wildcats are doing right now, Ron, they're keeping the Mount Carmel Sun Devils in bounds to keep that clock going.
Keeping them down, and they're keeping the receivers in front of them. So 3:52 remaining. The clock is ticking. The Wildcats are up 8-0. Bell has 3 receivers. He looks. It's complete. And there he is, number 22. That's Drew Ventimiglia.
Did he come out of the backfield, Ron?
No, he's lined up as a wing, and he just runs out. Kind of hidden, and that's what they like to do with them. So now the ball is placed at the 15-yard line. 3:36 remaining. Where is 22? You better know where he's at. Bell looking. Bell being pressured. He rolls to his left. He has greenery. He's looking. He's going to die, and he steps out of bounds.
Oh, and he stepped out of bounds. Now, the only
Great
thing
play by Brody Van Diver.
Well, and the good thing about that is that if he's going to step out of bounds, because he did have a little bit of green pasture in front of him, he was able to stop the clock. So something positive came out of that, but look where it put him. It put him second down and about
wasn't it a first down? He lost yardage. Look at that.
Yeah.
Second down and loss of 7, second down and 17. Clock is not running because he stepped out of bounds. Empty backfield. Bell looking. Bell rolls to his right. He throws it away, pressured by Robert Duarte, and
they're going to check to see if a receiver was there, and it looks like it's just going to be an incomplete pass. So that's just smart because, look, there might have not been a receiver too close to that, but he wasn't about to chance nothing. So now you're looking at a key. Is this fourth down, Ron?
It's third down.
Third down? They got third down. They're moving right away. It's
third and 17. Third and 17. So here we go.
Now,
Bell with 3:20 remaining on the clock. He looks to his right. A little bit of pressure. He throws it down the middle. And, oh, my God.
Stop that because it's going to cost you 15 yards on that. Now.
And you could tell the receiver pulled his arms back. He didn't want to catch that ball because number 31 was coming his way. What's the call on that? What would you say?
There's 2 calls. You can call the pass interference or you can call a defenseless receiver. So regardless, it's going to be first down, and they're going to talk about it.
Where did the flag come from?
It came from the back judge. Yeah. So.
Wait a minute. So where are they marking it from?
So it'll be from the line of scrimmage because
then it's not going to be a first down if it's 15.
Right. If it's 15, well, if it was defenseless receiver though, Ron, it won't. But if it's a pass interference,
it's short of the first down,
it's going to be
man.
short of a first down, yeah.
And fourth down, right? Or down over. That you play the down again, right?
Yeah. Well, that is an interesting question.
Yeah, because now what happens there?
Well, it's a penalty.
The play was over. Now, is it a dead ball foul or was it? What did they call? I don't really know what the call was.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it's going to be third down again right now.
So third down. Let's say third down and 5 for the Sun Devils. Bell looking. Bell. He's being rushed. He's going to step up and he's going to be sacked. He'll be sacked, and that's a huge sack by the Wildcats.
Good time for a timeout right now for the Mount Carmel just to take things in control a little bit. And he lost some yardage on that. So not only is Mount Carmel going to have to, make a first down with the fourth down on this, and, the Wildcats have to play under control. The Mount Carmel is making some plays and that are getting some positive yards and they might be short, but then the Wildcats come in and they keep doing silly mistakes that are going to cost them there, Ron. So, once again, we'd like to give big thanks to Imperial County Department of Public Health. They came in halfway through the season and really helped out, and one of our corporate sponsors. So, for children 5 years and older now eligible for COVID boosters, vaccines are safe, free, and effective. Visit them at myturn.cal.gov. Give them a call at 442-265-6700 for the scheduled appointment. Imperial Valley Respite. We are here to share the responsibilities and day-to-day challenges of caregiving so families can get the break they deserve. Our mission is committed to making the difference by providing quality care to families in need. That's the Katie Santillan family loaded here. Such one of the wonderful people of Imperial Valley here.
So here's the game, Will. 3:03 remaining. I will say this is a game. Fourth down and 12.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Ron.
3:03 remaining. If the Wildcats stop them here, they will have to get a first down. But right now, the defense, it's the defensive side right now to make something happen. Can they make it happen? Here's Bell. Bell looking. He's rushed by Duarte. He has time. He throws it into the end zone. We have some shoving, and it's knocked down by Aiden Torres. Well defended over there in the corner by the Wildcats. Looked like Aiden Torres was there. Maybe Daniel Camilo.
It's going to be a first down, Mount Carmel.
Was it PI?
Yes, exactly what it is. They're going to have a pass interference on Mount Carmel right now. Now, they are having a discussion, and then they bring in the back judge. When the back judge goes in there, they're having a discussion. Now, what this is going to be, they're going to ask him what he saw, and they're going to say, hey, what did you see? And let's talk it over. Let's all talk it over because this is key. It would be a first down because it's the 15-yard penalty. So what they're going to do is the reason they're having this thing, Ron, let me start all over, is because maybe the back judge saw something else that the flank official saw. So now they talk it over, and it's going to be the decision made by the white hat. And that's the only reason you see a back judge in that position when a penalty is called. So
I think it's a wave off.
Well, and that's one of the few times that'll happen. So let's see yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, and I understand Coach Weston being upset at this. I really understand this. I really understand this because it is a judgment call. And any coach, and you know what? Self would be acting the same way. Weston has every right to disagree with that call.
Yes,
when he has one person, one flank official calling a PI on that, Ron.
Somebody saw something, and all of a sudden they didn't see something. That's how a coach would feel about that call.
No, exactly. But see, the key is when that back judge goes up there in that conversation, and then they talk about it, and then, Ron, they're not always going to be perfect. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. But, the thing is they talked about it, and
whatever they came to an agreement. So we'll have to go by that. The Wildcats now have the ball at the 16-yard line. Let's say the 17, first and 10. 3:03 remaining. The give is to Moreno, and Moreno nothing doing on the right side of the Wildcat line.
Weston calling a timeout right here.
Wait a minute.
What's that, Ron?
Oh, I thought somebody done nothing. So a timeout by the Mount Carmel?
Yeah, that he wants it because look, he needs to make the Wildcat punt right now.
Right now.
El Centro Police Department, dedicated to serve our community through partnership, professionalism, uncompromising excellence, quality of life, protection, and service is our commitment. And while we're talking about the El Centro Police, I'd like to give a big congratulations to Chief now, Sawyer. He was an interim chief for a couple of months. He is now the El Centro Police Chief Commander. So congratulations to everybody down there at El Centro Police Department. Chief Sawyer, congratulations. RDO equipment with support, solutions, expert equipment possibilities than any other dealer in the market, whether you are seasoned pro in precision ag or just getting started. RDO is your equipment company, is your partner in need for your success in the field. Ron, second down, 3 minutes to go. Count Clonton. As soon as the snap is there, pitch out.
To Camilo, and that might be a penalty.
And that might be the first down.
Yeah, that might be and number 5 with the penalty and the tackle, that was Michael Jones. A little high tackle. They've seen that play. That's what the Wildcats started with. So Camilo trying to get around the right side. Doesn't gain much, but gets a penalty. So is that 10 or 15, Will?
No, that was definitely a 15 from my opinion. I'm not sure, but it looked like a 15 from up here when you start turning the head like that. Now, Ron, I do want to say one thing. Congratulations. If the score continues to be the way it is right now, you know, the way things have gone, they didn't give the Brawley Wildcats even a chance to hang with the Mount Carmel, reasons being whatever they are. It's not our thing to judge, but we actually had a very good ball game here tonight. A defensive struggle, which is something we haven't seen in a long time, man.
Well,
both teams played great defense.
You know, and both teams are going to go back to the drawing board and say, man, we should have, could have, and would have on offense. But the defenses have played well, and it's just that the offense kept going, would go forward and then backward. Here's Zane Richards going forward, and another timeout by Mount Carmel, 2:23 remaining. And so that's going to be a 2nd down and 7.
One thing I want to say, I'd like to give thanks to the Mount Carmel. They sent them a message, I think it was last year when they played the Central Spartans, giving us a thanks for showing in their game. And what a class act Coach Drew Wessing is. He's just a class act down there. He's got a program. He runs it well. He's got so much support. It's good to see coaches like that are so involved. And so there's a lot of pride in the Mount Carmel Sun Devil program. And, you know, he was telling me that alumni that they have that backs them up, it's strong and well the way it goes. So congratulations to, you know, the Carmel and their Sun Devil program. They're always going to be in the mix. I can always tell you that.
And let me tell you something. That stadium is beautiful. If you haven't been there, I mean, we've gone over there. They run the track CIF finals are usually there. It's a great place. It's actually carved in the middle of a mountain because everything around it is just hiking trails, and it's an amazing venue. And like you said, it's not over. It's 2:23 remaining. You don't want to say anything about the Wildcats. They know what it's like to have a lead and see it shrink away. So this game, 2:23 remaining. Wildcats now have a 2nd down and 6.
I got to admit, the field looks beautiful from up here.
The give to Richards, tackled by number 20.
Number 20 in there on the tackle for Mount Carmel. I'll tell you what, those interior linemen and the linebackers are doing their job up there, and that's Ronald Piercy on that tackle.
Piercy has had a good game. They've been playing a really good defense out there, the Mount Carmel. Well, both sides have been playing great defense. When you have an 8-0 score, it's a little bit of both. The ineffectiveness of the offense because of what the defense is doing.
Number 44, Montgomery, in there on a lot of the tackles in tonight. Number 40 also in there for him. Just Gabe Luttrell.
Gabe Luttrell and
you got
Colson
number
Montgomery.
58 on the defense. That's Justin Riviere.
Yeah, that's one of the names I had to struggle with there. But here we go, 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Big play right here because what happens after this is big. The give to Richards. Richards tries to juke at the line of scrimmage and nothing doing, so the clock will keep running because they're out of timeouts.
Number 58 in there to make sure that they get, and that's Justin Riviere again. We just finished saying his name. But look, the defense is doing what they're supposed to do right now.
They sure did.
They're going to put the Wildcats in a punting situation right here, and we're saying that the Mount Carmel does not have any more timeouts left. So, you know, they're going to have to do something with under a minute to go. I don't think they're going to take that 5-yard penalty, but I would kick it away and not even give them that chance to kick the ball. Even though, you know, there was a pretty good punt by our new punter.
That would be Patonis. That is Julian Patonis set to kick. And the Wildcats now call a timeout with 37 seconds remaining.
And if the powers above grant us permission, you will see VSN next week at Cal Jones Field, where the winner of this game will be facing the Central Spartans. And if there's a team with momentum in the playoffs right now, Ron, I'd have to say that in Division II. Now, I know that Granite Hills is one of the top teams, but listen, I'm talking about momentum right now. The Spartans came off a Bell victory. They found a way to win.
Automatic momentum.
Yeah. And when you find a way to win, that just gives your whole team, the whole community, the coaching staff, the whole fan base just momentum. And one of the things that Spartans love to do, they love to fill that stadium up.
Yeah, they'll fill it up next week, that's for sure. So whoever they face, Bring your crowd along with them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, whether it's Mount Carmel or the Brawley Wildcats, that visiting side, I want to see the same thing over there because that's just exciting football. CIF playoff is exciting football. But listen, first thing, they got to get this punt off, and let's see what Mount Carmel can do. They're going to go after it.
Patona's high pit, and Patona's with a decent kick, and that might get a Brawley rolling. It sure does, and it sure takes a Wildcat bounce. So number 28 could have had a chance to take it. That was Sawyer Adams. He refused to take it. He had a good return on the last one.
Yeah.
But now they find themselves at the 24-yard line, and that's a what? It's a long ways to go, man. 76 yards.
Hey.
We were on time,
man. Partner, that's pretty good.
Finally got our math going at the end of the season.
It only took 4 seasons to finally get it going.
It's a good one. So 26 seconds remaining. Bell. That is Joshua Bell. Empty backfield. The Wildcats, will they bring pressure? Will they drop receivers, defenders? And Bell is looking. He doesn't have too much time. He's going to lay it off. That's complete to number 22. And he's going to find his way off to the sideline. So completed pass to number 22. That is.
We said his name on the defensive side, Brody.
Drew. Well, Brody Van Diver on the tackle. Pass complete to Drew Ventimiglia.
And that was a lot of positive yards right there, Ron.
Well, that's what he could do.
16 seconds to go.
16 seconds, no timeouts remaining.
And we are looking for a clock sponsor so we can bring it up. It's quite a bit of money, but.
Pass intended for the number 3, Riley Villa Cruz, an incomplete pass. Now 10 seconds remaining. So the Wildcats now, all they have to do is play prevent defense and see if that's good enough to bring a victory in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah, that was a mark on that coverage. And playing prevent defense, Ron, man, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes,
don't say it. Prevent you from winning. So here we go. Bell again shoots it out, complete to Villa Cruz, and Villa Cruz will take it to the 50-yard line.
4.4 seconds to go. I believe they have a chance for – I don't know if it's going to be good for 2 plays because 2 plays won't get you too much yardage on that. This is going to have to be a play, and barring a they're going to have to go for it on this. I mean, they're going to have to score on this, Ron, barring a penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be a Hail Mary if he could get it out there.
Double pass? No, just a little screen out pass.
So Bonanno is going to take it all the way up to the 30, and that's going to end the ball game.
That was a fumble. That was a fumble. Ball's still live. Ball is still live.
So the Wildcats will escape with the victory, an 8-0 win over Mount Carmel. The Wildcats now on to face a rematch with the El Central Spartans. That'll be next week from Cal Jones Field, Will.
Yeah, it is, and I'll tell you what, that penalty that was picked up by the crew is going to haunt Drew Wessing and Mount Carmel for a long time. But speaking of Drew Wessing, Coach, just a class act. This whole team's a class act, and I'm sure we'll see him again in the CIF playoffs. So I'd like to give thanks to Joaquin Matus for setting us up, NFHS, CIF, all the things they do for us to allow us to do this. Saul on the field down there, and are we going down to the field right now? We will be going down for the field for a conversation with a player right now. We're going to take a break, and Ron Rubio and I will be right back after this.
Reducir el uso de energía durante el verano es más importante que nunca. Este verano, IID le anima a hacer su parte al ajustar su termostato a 78 grados o más, evitar usar electrodomésticos principales de 4 a 9 p.m. y apagar luces innecesarias. Pero aún hay más. IID ofrece un número de oportunidades de ahorro de energía. Conozca nuestros consejos de ahorro de energía en IID.com. Trabajemos juntos para estar frescos y para ahorrar energía este verano.
Jalen Fong down on the field with a couple impact performers from tonight's huge playoff victory, 8-0 for the Brawley Wildcats over the Mount Carmel Sun Devils. With me, Brody Van Diver, who had the huge safety in the third quarter, and kicker, senior Nathan Urbano, 2 huge field goals to seal up the victory, 8-0. Brody, I'm going to start off with you. Coming off of that fumble late in the third quarter, you know, what was the message with you guys pinning them back deep and ultimately you forcing that huge safety?
Sorry, I can't, I'm not good at talking. You know, when we had that fumble, we just wanted to stop them. It was a close game. Sorry, I'm not good at talking. Give me a second. It was a close game, and you know, we want. I'm sorry, I can't.
You're all good, but you know, I'll go to Nathan. I'll go to Nathan right here. You know, a tough offensive game for both of you guys, both you and Mount Carmel. You know, what was your teammates telling you on the sideline when you went out for those couple of field goals?
Well, just to be ready, because it's important to score those 3 points, and that's it. I knew I was going to score them. I was confident.
Well, with the victory tonight, guys, you guys have a huge opportunity to go on the road now and exact revenge for last week's Bell game loss. You guys have Central next week in the quarterfinals in 6 days. What's going to be the message over this short week?
You know, we've got to beat them. We have to make it fair in the playoffs. There's nothing else. That's all we want to do. We got to come back. And you know, we've had some problems, but I think we could do it.
Nate, I'll close with you. Both of you guys being seniors, what would it mean for, I know how heartbreaking of a loss it was last week to come up short, but what, as a senior, how gratifying would it be to be able to end Central season next week?
That would be good because, I mean, they already beat us, so we got to get them back.
Well, we want to congratulate both of you gentlemen on a fantastic performance, an 8-0 playoff victory over Mount Carmel. Will, Ron, back to you guys up on top.